kiss you.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah! You want to run or you want to duck down? You want to duck, just go over and get onto the bench and stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets.
Jets is alive and well, everybody. Here we are. Hello and good evening. I am GreenBean, and welcome to the Thursday thick of it. I hope you are having a delightful post-schedule release few days here. We are all over the spectrum with emotions. It's a big one. And I'm vacillating back and forth, everybody. So let's say hello to our co-host, the one and only, super positive, Gunny Gunderson. What's up, man? How you doing tonight?
Yeah, that's me. All kinds of positive. Nothing but positivity spewing from me today. Listen, I'm doing good. I'm going good, GreenBean.
Yeah.
I think we got the schedule right. Shout out to Matt O'Leary who gave us the sneak peek of that. You know what I'm saying? The whole day before it came out, 11:45 p.m. the night before. When that man says he's got sources, he's got sources. Yeah, I've been on a roller coaster, if I'm being honest, about the schedules, but we're gonna talk about that. Looking forward to having this conversation.
We'll talk about it. You know what's funny, Gunny? When Matt O'Leary, he sent that to Ryan and I first. He sent it to us like maybe a day or at least like a few hours or whatever before he put it out on Twitter and everything. I told him that's bullshit. That schedule is so unrealistic.
Yep.
That's fucking dumb.
I saw it the night before and I was just like, 6 primetime games?
Yeah.
This is fake. There's no way. You can only
like
get 5 in the season.
3 games in the first 10 days?
10 games? I was like,
that's stupid.
What? Who
6
told
prime
him
times
this?
and a London? Get out. Come on. What is this? 2, I was like, because when he first said it, it was 2 away games to start and 2 on the back end to end. Now that's been changed. That was he had a couple little variables that were slightly different. One main one was that Miami is a home game, the last game of the season, which I'm very much in favor of. I didn't want to play away, start the season away and end the season away. I thought that was some baloney, Gunny. That's what I thought. But it's funny because it was like just about dead on, balls
just
accurate.
Dolphins game was the only thing. You switched to Dolphins games. That was it.
That's it. So, yeah, it's crazy shit, man. I want to say hello to everybody. I am happy that you guys are hanging with us tonight. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to be loose, as we go into this kind of little bit of a dark period. We do have some OTAs coming up, which is always nice. We see, real nicely slowed down, spun videos from the Jets, deep passes and shit like that. So that'll be fun, and we'll hear stuff. Our boy Connor Hughes and Rich Samini and those guys will be telling us this guy looks fat and this guy looks ugly and this guy is limping and all that. We'll go, oh my God, he's limping. He's fucking bullshit. All that kind of stuff. We'll overreact as always. That's part of our cycle. So that'll be cool. But the truth is that this is kind of the dark period. And we got to, I don't want to say make our own news, but we're going to make our own conversations. But the schedule is a big one, and I think warrants significant conversation. It was released on late Wednesday evening. That's yesterday. Right. So here we are on Thursday. We'll talk about it. We have some comparisons for you guys tonight. We're going to talk about the Bills schedule, the Dolphins schedule, and the Patriots schedule. And you know why, right? Because they're AFC East rivals, and that's the way that'll go. So we'll have a fun time. We'll have a fun time tonight and all that shit. So I want to warn you guys, Gunny's life is in danger right now. So we got to be careful. Everybody, if you believe in some sort of omnipotent being, throw one up to that guy for Gunny. What's going on, Gunny? Are you okay or what?
Yeah. So we're currently right now in a tornado watch here at my home location. I'm looking out my door right now. There's a really big tree that's in front of our house, and it is swaying very, very heavily back and forth. Had a couple of power outages thus far. In fact, one of my coworkers just sent me a message saying he's stuck in an elevator because the power went out at his apartment complex not too far from here. So it's getting heavy over here, right? But I'm here with you guys. As long as the power stays on, I'm gonna stay on. And if I do come off, I'll get back as soon as I can.
All right. Well, Gunny, I'm rooting for you, buddy. I hope nothing happens. Like I was telling Gunny before the show, everybody, like there's lots of things. Like I'm stupid enough to stand tall against many adversaries. Yeah. I am. And I've done it before. I've done it many times. Oh, yeah. Look, you. Like I've done that stuff. 12 guys. I'll kick all your. I've done that stupid shit. But tornadoes, I go the other way, man. I don't even play. Now, I've never seen a real. I mean, when I lived on the beach in Miami, we used to see those water spouts all the time. They very rarely made land. When they did, you'd see everybody's tent, umbrella flying. But they were very rarely, that they made it to the land. But I've never really seen a true tornado, like a big, the twister thing. And but I got to imagine I'd be terrified, Gunny. I'd be now. Have you ever been in a tornado being down there?
Yeah, man. I was in one. Well, it was not too long ago. I'm forgetting his name right now, but it was the heavy one that hit Houston about 6 years ago. Half the freaking city was underwater. What the heck was that thing called? It was bad. It's crazy. I'm having. Well, was it Wilma? Anyway, it was bad. I was in Kingwood at the time, and yes, I did see how the tornado was coming over the water because Lake Houston's not too far from us, and it caused a lot of destruction by the houses next to the water. Unfortunately, like at the time we were living in Kingwood, our house got flooded. The whole first floor was flooded with water, but no tornado hit the house. So I guess that's a win, right? We were able to still have a roof, so that was a plus. But yeah, no, I don't. I'm with you, man. I don't mess with that stuff. I'm really gun ho. Send me into a battle with a K-bar. Against the enemy, I'm all about it. But I don't mess with Mother Nature. I think Mother Nature is a beast. She's undefeated, and it's one thing when I see her come in.
She's undefeated.
She is 100%. She's a beast.
Okay,
I said she's undefeated.
I heard you wrong.
Oh yeah, nah, she's undefeated, and I run the other way.
Exude masculinity. Maybe I just heard.
Well, I said Mother Nature. I didn't say Father Nature. That'd be a weird she situation there. But
did Gunny say he? That's the next poll, everybody.
Yeah, I want to know. Did I say he or she?
I'm pretty sure. But it's okay.
But yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm not a fan of storms, of Mother Nature coming for me. It's she is undefeated, and I refuse to ever go to battle with her.
Right. So, yeah, man, Mother, Father Nature, Father Time, the Old Man Winter, whatever. They're all badasses in my book, dude. They don't play games, those guys.
They always win.
They always win. Yeah, man, you can have your coffin, sleeping bag, and all that shit. Hang out there a little bit longer than you should. You're going to be dead. So, anyway, I wanted to point out. So, look at this. G-Man checked in. He came in first, Gunny. He says, hey, GreenBean, $1,000 for 2 tickets in London. 2 hours away from me. That's $1,000 before I have a pint. So is that what the tickets cost? Because I'm over here talking a whole bunch of smack about going to London. I even sat down with my wife. I'm like, hey, the Jets play the Vikings in London. She's like, ooh, literally. She goes, ooh, let's go. I'm like, this is why I married you. This is it. Ooh, let's go. Not like I have to twist her arms. She's like, let's make a vacation night. Let's do the whole thing. So let's go ride. We're going to go to Alton Towers and ride roller coasters. I'm going to go to Abbey Road and do the Beatles walk across the street thing and go to the Tower of London. All this stuff. But $1,000 for 2 tickets before flights and everything. I mean, I guess, what did I expect these days? I mean, did I expect
that's a good point. Nowadays, that's about right.
I'm going to look
2
it
tickets just for the game is $1,000. The flight there is going to cost you about $1,500 to $2,000 from the States to London.
Dude, the 500 level.
Harvey. Thank you, Alfonso. It was Harvey. I was here for Hurricane Harvey when it hit. That thing was destructive. It was devastating to the city and surrounding cities.
Yeah. All right. Hurricane Harvey. When I left Florida, it was Hurricane Irma. I had to evacuate 2 treatment, actually like a whole bunch, but I was responsible for 2 treatment centers in one hotel in the green room. We had no power for 9 days, and I had, over 100 addicted young people with no power. Dude, it was brutal. But I was like, I've had enough. I'm out of here. Goodbye. That's when I resigned. I was beaten, dude. So anyway, thank you, G-Man. We'll check it out. I mean, how much are pints? That's good. A good thing. I mean, I don't drink them anymore, so that's going to be helpful. But still, the flight. It says the 500 level, $361. 500 level. What the hell's going on? 500, 5 levels? I don't know. I'm not into that. But look at this one here. Dano talking shit. He says, I don't know, Gunny. I'd be asking why Zach had to go near you and why he got Aaron in this thumbnail of his. Now, why did I put Zach and Aaron in the thumbnail? That's what I'm hearing. I don't know why. Did Zach go near you?
Zach better not come near me.
You're going to be like, hey, cutie. Hey, cutie pants.
I'll be like, hold my pocket. Yeah. He'll know why. He'll understand why.
Yeah. So I'll tell you why, because it looks like that's going to be, I mean, our home opener is Thursday night, which is just, I mean, I have to shoot straight with you guys. I don't like that. I think a home opener should be Sunday at 1:00 or Monday or 4:00. Sunday, Monday. I don't like Thursday opener. That's like, I don't know. That's just kind of
stupid.
Yeah, it's weird to me, Gunny. And look, I don't want to be a grumpkin. I'm getting made fun of on Twitter. I'm an old grumpy bastard. And I accept some of that from you guys. I know who I am. But I try. And so I just, am I wrong? Our home opener is on Thursday night. That seems a little bit. It seems to me, let me just shoot straight from the grumpiest depths of my heart. Okay. We'll get it out first and we'll do a little bit of a therapy session here, maybe. I feel like this schedule is designed to make it as difficult as humanly possible to succeed. Starting it against a Super Bowl team on Monday night in front of the whole world, right? Last time we did that, last year, we lost our quarterback. So it's like, I mean, you can, on one hand, you can look at it as kind of a reset, and I appreciate that. But to me, it's like, I'm bad juju. You know what I mean? Just put us at a 1:00 game. Just hide us, tuck us in the pocket. That's what I want. So we don't get that. And it's against one of the 2 Super Bowl teams, which I think is kind of horseshit. So there's that. But then we play 3 games in the first 10. Which I think is difficult. And one of them is Thursday night, like our home opener, when our crowd's supposed to be, loud and it's after work. I just feel like it's just, all these little tiny nuggets. It bothers me, everybody.
I don't think you're wrong, GreenBean. I don't think you're taking it negatively. I think the NFL does hate us. I really do. I believe the NFL hates us. A Thursday night home opener is and again, we're adults. Everybody here's got jobs. You got work. You got family. Your kids are still, they got school in September, right on Friday. So to have the home opener on Thursday night inconveniences so many fans who want to make the trek out to MetLife to go ahead and watch the game. It makes it more improbable that most individuals will be able to get there. It's ridiculous to me. I think it's beyond frustrating. And you're doing so after back-to-back away games on top of that, too. So back-to-back away games from the West Coast to get to the home game. It's frustrating because it seems like, man, the 3 games in 10 days to me is mind-boggling. But it seems like the NFL hates us. It's tough. I'm not going to bitch about it. I'm just saying I don't believe you're far off in terms of there being a bit of an agenda, or maybe we're just not because that to me seems awfully ridiculous. And I'm not a fan of the Thursday night home opener. I feel like it inconveniences the masses in terms of trying to get to that game.
It weakens us to any degree that it can. And maybe we'll be loud and then, proud and in charge and all that shit. But it does. It's an attempt at weakening us. But the thing is, like you said, the NFL hates us. And I believe in some capacity that is absolutely true. But the other side of it is 6 primetime. We're one of 2 teams with 6 primetime games. So that means the NFL's banking on us making them a lot of money. They're not doing this shit for any other reason than money. Like that's what it does. Let's be clear here. The NFL's about maximum profits, as they should be to an extent. Right? I don't like, softening the rules and bending the shit for Taylor Swift's, Swifties and all that shit. I don't like any of that stuff. But the truth is that they're about money. That's what they are. And it's okay for them to be that way for the most part. So putting the Jets out front as much as any other team, again, they're one of two teams with 6. The Chiefs have 5 for comparison. So they're planning on us making some money. So the idea that we fall back to, Tyrod Taylor and then what's his name? Jordan Travis. That's not what the NFL wants. They want Aaron Rodgers. That's what they want.
100%.
So it's like they made it so difficult. And at the same time, they want us to succeed. Like they don't want to see a 2-10 Jets playing in, whatever. I don't even know if we have, let's say 2-6 Jets playing on Monday Night Football or playing on Sunday Night Football. They want us to be in it. So I don't know. Maybe they know something, Gunny. Maybe this is just,
part of the script. Maybe it's part of the script, right? Maybe they understand, like, okay, this is the Jets year. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers comes back. Let's get him kicked off against the freaking team that's been kicking his ass in the playoffs every single year. He's from California. There's a storyline about freaking Coach Saleh coming from that freaking 49ers team, coaching staff. Maybe they're trying to put the story together. I saw somebody post that maybe that magician on Hard Knocks last year, maybe he just overshot. He overshot the prediction of what the Super Bowl was going to be like. And that we're going to get a little preview, first game of the season and the last game of the season this year. I feel like it's a lot. 6 primetime games, and again, 7 if you want to include the is it Black Friday? Is the Black Friday? No, the London game.
No, we don't have it
London,
this year.
Yeah, the London game. It's 7, right? So for me, that's a lot of money because again. They said last year's, I think 2 of the most watched games all last year were Jets games, even with Zach Wilson at the helm. Like we were still tuned in because of how hype we're after that first win. So
because we're the best.
That. Yeah. You give the Jets, and that's why I always talk about how I don't know if I can believe that the system is or the NFL is rigged. Because if it was really rigged, the biggest consensus would be to go ahead and make money. And if you want to make money, making the New York Jets a freaking dynasty, that we would throw millions upon millions as a fan base towards the NFL, and it wouldn't be even funny. So that's why I always say, like, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? There's way more freaking Jets fans than there are Kansas City fans.
Well, you know what, Gunny? But to that point, I agree with you. But here's the thing. Just like how Woody Johnson has taken a $600 million investment and turned it into $6.4 billion. The truth is that Jets fans are one of the fan bases that come and spend money regardless. So we're going to spend money even if we lose. The Chiefs or the Jags or whoever, they're not. So they can keep our money.
Good point. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they make somebody else a winner. So then you got both. You make us, we were already spending anyway.
Yeah.
Although we would steal some Giants fans and a bunch of Fairweather fans and all that shit. I want to point out, Dano, the only person who noticed my amazing shirt, I want to show you guys. So here we go. Thank you, Dano. See this?
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you see, where's the Jets? There's Jets on here somewhere. It says Jets. Somewhere on here, Gunny. I don't fucking know. It's crazy.
I'm looking. It's
Did
hiding.
you see it? You see Jets?
I don't see it yet.
He's on it.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
right
there it is.
There it is. Yep.
There it is. This is a Jets shirt.
I like
Thank you, Dano. My wife went like, I was putting on. She goes, "You're wearing the shirt, huh?" I said, "I'm wearing the shirt." The off season, I can wear this shirt, man. When I go out to dinner with the execs, this is what I wear.
Boom. That's a classy shirt. It's a classy shirt.
Our boy Frankie's in the house. What's up, Frankie? He says, yep, Thursday, think of it time. That's right, man. Let's effing go. I like that. It's always good. He says hello to you too, Gunny. What's up, Gunny?
What's up, Frankie? Yeah, he just gave me some interesting insight about U of H. I start my MBA there in the fall. And he just let me know that they have these flood doors underneath the campus, and he was a part of that process of recommending having it put in. I'm like, man, Frankie knows more about my city than I know about my city.
Right, Frankie knows everything about everything.
A lot, man.
Yeah,
my God,
Frankie knows stuff that you just never think anybody. You're like, how do you know this? He's like, oh yeah, let me tell you a story. And it's like, Frankie, I'm telling you, man, he's got
like
depth,
treasure trove of knowledge.
He calls me the Jets historian, but Frankie is the true knowledge base. He's got spreadsheets and fucking charts and graphs. Frankie's no joke, dude. I love Frankie. It's nice to have you back around. We missed you. It was a solid year and change where you were just not here. So, and I understand life is life, and you got to do what you got to do. And I'm just glad Frankie's happy, healthy, beardless. He looks really young. He lost 37 years
too.
Yeah, Frankie looked like he might have been 78, 79 years old. And now he shaved the beard and he's like 30. Wonderful. Yeah. Nice. It's nice. It's like, not everybody can do that. Just shave off a beard and lose 37 years.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's impressive.
So, yeah, it's good to have you around here, Frankie. Hennessy checking in. What's up, buddy? First 3 games are played in 10 days. Then 10 days rest between games 3 and 4. Not ideal. But look at the games after the 49ers. Looks winnable. Look at the games after the 49ers. Yeah, they look winnable. All right. All right. We're gonna get to that, Hennessy. So I didn't even calculate that 10 days between 3 and 4. So that's it. Well, that's because of the Thursday game. Yeah. Okay. But we'll get to we'll go over the Jets schedule first. We'll talk about it. I want to take a second and end the poll. I have a poll up there. How much you like the schedule. So I'm going to end that now. Let me catch up. Sluggo's saying, I love Frankie. Sorry, Frankie. I just do. You're right. I'm sorry, man. Sorry. You can't stop me from loving you. You don't have to love me back. But I love you, man. So I asked the question, Gunny, how do you feel about the Jets schedule? The answers were it's perfect. It could have been better for us. It doesn't look good to me, or hate, and more hate. So the top answer was could have been better for us at 47%. And that's like, I'm all right with it, but it could have been better. Perfect came in second with 39%. So the lion's share of Jets fans, as far as this poll would indicate, are pretty okay with it, man. It doesn't look good to me, 10%, and hate, and more hate, 2%. So I'll tell you, initially I was right in that hate, and more hate pocket. I have to admit, I'm not there anymore, but so that's interesting. And so we'll get to the schedule in just a moment here. Hennessy checking back in. If we win week 1, we're starting the season hot. Oh, I'm sorry. I old manned that up for you. Let me say it the way you said it. If we win week 1, we starting the season hot. See, I have trouble with that, Hennessy. I can't, I got to say we're. I just fucking old, dude. I'm like, no, my English teacher would kill me if I said that shit. So, and you're significantly cooler than me, evidenced by when we met. I knew right away, he's cooler than I am. And he's a cool dude.
This guy's a freaking stud.
It's real. So for me, I'm an antiquated fella. I have old ideas. The 4 yards wins a game. I know how that sounds to you young bucks. It's true, but I know how it sounds. 4 yards wins the game, dude. Let's see. Infrared says, thank you, Hennessy. He says, why do I feel like I haven't seen GreenBean in a month? Don't do that again. Well, I tell you, it's not been a month, but I hear you. It was the last show I did was last week. So 1 week. That's all it's been, Infrared.
Yeah, we were together last week.
I didn't do anything in between. I didn't do GreenBean. I told everybody I was down in Miami doing a spiritual gutting, which, by the way, you know what I discovered, Gunny? down there in my spiritual work?
What'd you find out?
That I'm very hard on myself.
Oh,
The lesson for me, I mean, there's so much. I'm not going to fucking take you guys through the torture chamber, but ultimately I found out that I need to be more playful with myself. Like I'm playful with, I'm always like kind of jovial and funny and blah, blah, blah. And like, but with myself, if I make a click that I click the wrong place, I'm like, yeah, you fucking idiot. Like that's the way I talk to myself.
Oh,
Like, I
yeah,
can't
me
talk
too.
to anybody that way. Everybody be like, dude, who you talking to, bro? But for me, so that's what I did. I heard it over and over again. All these kind of conversations that I have with myself. I'm like, holy shit.
I do the
I'm
same
mean to
thing
me.
though, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I think
We
I'm a
gotta
lot harder
stop,
on
Gunny.
myself than I am on everybody else.
Gunny,
I
we
think
gotta be nicer to ourselves because you're a
ourselves.
good man, dude. You're a
Yeah,
good man.
yeah.
I love
I
you.
think about that way. I do talk a lot of shit to myself.
Right? I drop a pencil. I'm like, yep,
Yeah.
fucking piece of
What's
shit.
wrong with you?
Like,
Okay,
what
hold
is
on.
that?
I'm
You know what I mean? It's not
I-
a joke, dude. Like you know what I mean? We're laughing. But it's like, dude, I do that all day. I mean, imagine this. Imagine if you had a parent and all they did 100 times a day, if not more, they told you were stupid,
you're
fat,
trash.
piece of shit.
You're a mess
You know
up.
what I mean? Yeah, trash.
Nah, it adds up.
You and your trash attitude. Like, I mean, what are you gonna do? It's hard to overcome all that.
Yeah,
So
it
that
really
was
is, though.
kind of what I came away with. I was down there in the swampy jungle. It was amazing. But yeah, that's what I came away with. I thought it was going to be a lot of work about mom because it was on Mother's Day. It was like through the night on Mother's Day. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be doing all kinds of mommy work. Nope, not a drop. Just
a lot of green bean work.
Yeah, that's right. You're mean to yourself. That's what it was. I'm like, what? I don't want to talk about that. Yeah, well, you're gonna. That's what it was. Alan Dode's checking in. The league says the Jets owe the league after last year. I still think we crush it. What do we owe them? Alan?
Well,
what are you saying?
I think what he's
brother?
saying is last year, I mean, everybody, social media, the media markets, the Jets were for real. They gave us the 5 primetime games. We were featured in Hard Knocks. Yeah, there was a lot of buildup. I'm not gonna lie. I see what he means. The NFL's like, there was a lot of buildup last year. We were supposed to go ahead and get Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, and we got robbed of it in 5 snaps. So now they owe us Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. I see what he's saying. That's why they gave us those freaking 6 primetime games this year. But I gotta ask this question. Wasn't there a rule that stated that it was 5 maximum on the schedule release?
So.
I know I've read that somewhere, but now they're saying that even though we got 6, they've left the Miami Dolphins game on it back into the schedule to be a primetime game. Like they've left it open to be a primetime game. I'm like, damn, okay, so potentially 7, 8 if you want to count London. That's a lot of games in front of the big lights. I'm just
Yeah,
I feel
really.
good about
I mean, London, obviously it's like 9 a.m. or
9
something
a.m.
crazy
game.
shit. But still, it's like we're the standalone. You know what I mean? There's no other game on at that time, so it's still a primetime game, if you will. Yeah. So I don't know. 6 end of London, though. That's the weird part about it. So I don't know, man. Maybe they're just like, whatever. We can put anybody anywhere we want. We're done with that limit. So they think the Jets are going to make them a whole bunch of money this year. I like it. I'm in. I want the Jets to just smear everyone's face in turds and just leave them bloody and battered. Like, I don't even know what that was. How did they beat us so badly? How is Braylon Allen
rushing for 150 yards
after they took
touchdowns on us?
Right. The Brees Hall had a $140 on us. They took him out in the 3rd, and Braylon Allen got a
came for us.
$120.
What? Oh,
that's
man.
what I want to see.
I'll love it so much. God, like this season for to get here.
A rookie, Malachi Corley, had 8 catches for 164 yards, 2 touchdowns. What happened?
Running over grown men. He had 80 of those yards after the game. Running over. I want to. Oh man,
right. Javon Kinlaw had 2 sacks. What is this?
Listen. I do think that in terms of, well, we're going to talk about the schedule, so I'm not going to get ahead of it. I'm going to get ahead of it.
It's hard, isn't it? It's hard to keep
it is hard.
your pecker in your pants, Gunny.
Pretty much, because I just want to whip it out.
You're at the club, man. You're at the club. Hey, it's like, hey, slow down. Huh?
Relax.
It's hard.
Relax.
Hard to do.
Hey,
Sam Aiken checking in. He says, GreenBean, get in line. I'm part of the 3% hate this schedule. Do you feel better now with the 2 running back picks? Right? Yeah. I'll tell you what, Sam, that makes a lot of sense. The team is kind of built to be able to have that depth and like get ahead and ball control and pound it and not using one guy to do so. I like this idea. Like, look, Sam, if you were watching the draft and the mocks and everything that we did, I made it very clear Braylon Allen was my RB1 for the Jets. That was the guy I wanted. I wanted them to take a running back, and I wanted them to take Braylon Allen. They did that. I was delighted. Couldn't believe it. Then they took Jordan Travis. He was the quarterback I wanted. I made it very clear, though, if Braylon Allen is gone, Audric Estime and Isaiah Davis are the running backs I like. Those are the guys. And now there were others that I would have been okay with, but that was the crop, the little group, I should say, that I really wanted. The fact that we got 2 of my top 3 running backs was odd, but I can't say I was unhappy. I would have preferred a wide receiver there or maybe an interior offensive lineman, but I wasn't unhappy because I love him. I think Isaiah Davis is a stud. And as an RB3 or potentially 4, if Izzy gets the fire under his heels, dude, that's a great stable. 2 serious bruisers. Brees, who's a burner, a bruiser, a pass catcher. He's a all-around back. And then Izzy, who's a home run hitter with his speed. I don't think we can ask for much more, Gunny. I mean, that's really a nice stable. And I think it's built. We have some depth on the offensive line. Look, but Fashanu is a first round pick who's essentially depth right now. We have Max Mitchell, Carter Warren as the other tackle depth. I'm not in love with our interior depth in Wes Schweitzer, who I've made every point I can. I don't really love Wes. I don't really even like Wes Schweitzer. I just don't. Now I'm rooting for him. If he goes on the field, I want him to succeed. It's not like I want him to suck so I can say it again and be right. But Oliver, right? Xavier Newman and Hansen. I mean, there's a lot to be desired there, everybody. So, I mean, we have some depth on the outside. Interior, not so much. But I still think, we're kind of built to keep that lead. So I like it. I like it, man. Save Brees at all costs, man. Save that body. In November, December, January, if we get there, you want Brees. You want Brees to be fresh the first 3 quarters of the game, man. So having these other guys is going to be great. How do you feel? Do you feel a little bit, seeing the schedule, do you think the 2 running back thing helps us out or what?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think seeing the schedule now allows us to have some fresh legs on the back half of the season, right? I've been very adamant about running back being, I believe, the young man's freaking position, right? You got to have those guys with the legs, and having guys like Braylon Allen, having guys like Isaiah Davis. And again, Isaiah Davis, I wasn't a big fan of at the time, but I've since kind of stepped back, took a look at some of what this guy can do. And I agree, man. If he's running back 4 on our team, we have just a disgusting group of bruisers that can go ahead and make you pay in the passing game and in the run game. I love what they did with that, because as much as I love Aaron Rodgers and I believe he's going to be the catalyst for a lot of wins, I want him to be a part of the process, but not the reason why we have to win games. If he can go ahead and hand it off and let freaking Braylon Allen go beat up on some defenses, let Breece Hall go beat up on some defenses, Isaiah Davis beat up on some defenses and wear them down, and then he winds up taking us, for the game-winning drive, I'm all about it. A lot of people want to go ahead and see the Jets drop 60, 70 points a game. Give us 25, give us 30. Our defense is so good.
Yeah.
That's going to be enough to win double-digit games.
Yeah.
We have a top 3 defense, a top 5 special teams. If we can get a top 10 offense, my goodness. And then you're using the running game towards the back end of that season as well to go ahead and close out the year going into the playoffs. The more and more you look at the schedule, the more and more you realize, like, man, it's kind of set up in a way where you're getting the hard stuff kind of out of the way early. And on the back end, it's just like, hey, it's yours to lose. It becomes yours to lose on the back end.
I like it. All we need is, like, if we can consistently score 24 to 28, I think we win a whole mess of football games, sir.
I am with Matt West that dropping 50 on the Patriots should be a priority. I'm 100%.
Oh, yeah, dude. Make them hurt.
Yeah, I'm with that.
And 5 sacks on the kid.
Cool. Minimum.
5 sacks. Right on, man. Hassan Reddick, Quinn and Williams, JJ.
Go eat.
You know who I want to have a sack against the Bills is Michael Clemens. Dude, Dawkins, dude, what a boner he's got for Clemens, man.
He's still talking about him. He can't help himself.
He didn't even learn anything from the last time.
No.
Like, man, I came across like a fool. My big fat titties are out. Yep. All this kind of stuff. You know, his
breastises were all out there shaking in the wind.
Weirdo, man.
That guy's a creep. That guy's such a creep.
He really is. Hennessy checking in. He says NFL only cares about money, and you better not gamble. Right? You know, it's like all these partners, gambling partners, and all this stuff. And then if the players, God forbid, they throw $5 on a game, nope, you're out for the year. They're not playing with the gambling thing either. But the NFL. Look, the one thing Goodell has done. Like, you can disagree with a lot that he's done. I do. The rule changes and fines for players, I think, are just ridiculous in many respects. Like, honestly, the hip tackle thing, I know we may benefit from it, but every other team's going to benefit from it too, guys. Yeah. You know, so I don't know. I don't like it. I don't love it, but it is what it is. The fines on players, I think, is ridiculous, man. $40,000 for a hit. Like, what the hell are you talking about? That kind of stuff. But what he has done, one thing he did is that he made the draft into an event, which is, dude, I think is fun. I think it's a great thing. It moves around to each city. It was in New York for like 30 straight years. And it wasn't an event. It was just the draft. You know, it was at the theater under the garden. Then it was at Radio City. And so he kind of did that. And he's made the NFL. I mean, dude, they've made so much more money and that goes to the players. There's a part of that goes to the players. And so, I mean, he's done some good things as far as that end. But make no mistake, that's what he cares about. That's where his focus is. He doesn't so much care about us. Cares about the money that we're willing to spend. Big fella, what's up, dude? Hey, you won, big fella. You won my last packet of Liquid IV, and you never sent me an email. If you don't want it, that's fine. But I didn't know if you missed it, so send me an email. My email's in the description with like your address and stuff, and I'll send it out for you. I was just thinking about you like a couple days ago. I'm like, oh man, I never heard from him. So let me know if you don't want it or not. But you know, I want to get it to you if you do. So he says, F the haters. We're going 13-4 and taking the AFC. Hell yeah, boy. I love it. Now, big fella, the big question is, does the 13-4 include an opening day loss? Like Monday night against the Niners? Does it include that? I don't want to lose that one. I don't want to start the season with an L. That's the thing. So I got to know that. I got to know what he's talking about. Jason Edwards checks in. What's up, buddy? 14 months of GreenBeaner support. You're the best, Jason. And I hope to see you again this year for our ticket buy. You and your boy, cool kid that you got. I probably should not even call him a kid. He's definitely a man. But, you know, when you're this old, you call everybody kids and shit. Which, by the way, I used to hate. When I was like 19 to 26,
yeah, I used to hate it too.
Hated that shit.
Yeah.
Hey, you're a good kid. I'm like, dude, I'll knock you out. How's that sound? You know what I mean? This kid will wipe the floor with you, old man.
We've become those old guys that
That's
call everybody
right. I'm
younger
like,
than
all
us,
right, kid. You know,
I'm
so
25 years old. I'm like, yeah, you're still learning some things about life.
Yeah, I know. Shit. So he says, I can't wait for this season. I picked up both Brees and Quinnen jerseys, black alternates. Nice. This year is going to be insane. Which one did you get, Gunny?
I've got the new Garrett Wilson, but I got it in green, and I got the new Sauce Gardner in stealth black.
What was the last one in stealth black?
The Sauce Gardner.
Saucy
sauce one. Yeah.
Right. That's great. I love it. I think, hey, man, Brees and Quinnen, 2 slam dunks, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think Brees will get his second contract, too. I think he's that important to the organization. So I do see him staying around a while. And Quinnen is Quinnen, man. So, yeah, I think you nailed it, dude. That's good shit. Like, you know, when guys buy jerseys for rookies, like I don't have any issue with anybody buying anything, but I can't do it. I just can't. I can't. I have enough jerseys that were like
Jersey
one and done.
Yeah.
You know, I get nervous.
I got a graveyard too. I got a graveyard in my closet right now. Jessica was like, "Why do you keep those jerseys?" I'm like, "Because I spend a lot of money on them, so I'm gonna hold on to them." She's like, "You're never gonna wear these again." I'm like, "I won't." She's like, "What are you gonna do with your Zach Wilson jerseys?" I'm like, "I should burn these. These ones.
You can make them Tyrod Taylor jerseys."
Oh, that's right.
He's here for 2 years.
Yeah, and he got the number 2. A little quick switcheroo there.
Quick
Taylor
switcheroo, dude.
Why not? You know
Why
what?
not?
I think I will.
There you go. See, now that makes something. Now, a lot of people, you can take your G-Dub 17 and you can make it Corley. He'll be here 4 years. So you can
have
do
a
that.
G-Dub 17.
Yeah. So maybe you do that.
See? Dropping that knowledge right there, GreenBean. That's why I appreciate you. That's why I appreciate you.
That was Ryan was talking about. He knows exactly how to do it too. Like there's a let me text Ryan.
Yeah, we need that.
Wait,
connect.
hey, how do you change the numbers on? There's like a kit or something.
That gets sent to you?
Something like that.
Nice.
I just texted Ryan. Ryan is, as you guys know, super crazy smart, young, smart, sharp, all those things. So Ryan know if you ever need somebody like you're like, hey man, I don't know how to do this. He either knows already or he'll go, give me a second. And he'll go, and then he's like, all right, here's how you do it. And we can all Google, but Ryan, you know, he's different. Ryan's different. I'm not sure if you guys have picked that up yet, but Ryan's a different breed. All right, so let's get into the schedule here, man. Let's first thank you, Jason. You're the best, man. And I mean that, man. Like you are an exceptional member of our community. If you haven't met Jason Edwards yet, I hope that you get the chance to do it because he's a delight to be around. He's got a very positive disposition and just a great guy. And again, his kid is fucking awesome, man. His kid was, you know, he's just like, he's there to root for he wants his dad to be happy, even though I believe he's a Giants fan. So, and I asked Jason, are you going to root for his team? He said, hell no.
Yeah, I like Jason already.
That's right. You're wound
I like Jason a lot.
Yeah, Jason's wound correctly. Oh, Blitzcrew's going to break the rookie jersey rule with Stiggers. There you go, man. Ooh. That's a leap, but you know what?
Stiggers, huh? Okay, that's different.
Yeah, I'm into it. I like it. All right, so first thing we'll take a look at the Jets schedule. Let me make sure I have it open here for you guys. Okay, let's do the sharing the Jets schedule, Gunny. Here it comes. I'll get Blitzcrew. Hey, it's up, Blitz. Good to see you, Blitzcrew. All right, so here's the Jets schedule. So we started September 9th on Monday Night Football for the second year in a row. Whoops, let me see here. Why did it do that? Nope. I guess that's the best way to do it. We could do that. Nah, this is bad. Nope, and that's just that.
Or just
okay. So again, I didn't want to start on Monday Night Football again, especially against one of the 2 Super Bowl teams in the whole league. That's who they picked. Yeah. But it is what it is. So then we go September 15th. We go to our second consecutive away game. So we start the season outside of our house with the Titans. Now, the Titans, they were a 6-win team, if I remember correctly, last year. But they're sneaky loaded on offense. They were the team that added Tyler Boyd. They got D-Hop. They brought in Calvin Ridley. So they got some playmakers over there. So they're a little bit nerve-wracking. A lot of Jets fans are looking right past them, and I don't see it that way. Now our defense should be able to do a good job there, and it's all about Will Levis, really. And see, if we can get to him and make him rattled, those guys are neutralized. So that would be great. But it is what it is. So then we finally come home and we're on Thursday night, which is just crazy. So we have a short week and then a short week. So 3 games in the first 10 days, which is crazy. Then we have 10 days, as pointed out earlier, before the Broncos. Now that's Zachy Poo. So depending on how they feel about, I believe it's Bo Nix.
Bo Nix
versus Zach versus Jarrett Stidham. So that's their quarterback stable right now. We'll see who we play. I have a sneaky suspicion it's going to be Zach, and that'll be fun. So this might be our ticket buy, everybody. I think we're shooting for the Broncos game. It's not confirmed or anything yet, but I think that's what we're shooting for. So that'll be an interesting get-together. We get to go in this stadium and watch Zach one more time, man. It's just crazy. We follow that with a London game. So you see this? It's like we finally get 2 home games, and then we're going all the way across the pond to London against the Vikings. Now, the Vikings, they got J.J. McCarthy. If you guys remember, they traded with the Jets on draft night to slide up a spot and grab J.J. McCarthy. So they have Sam Darnold, and J.J. McCarthy. I think by week 5, J.J. McCarthy is going to be the guy, unless Sam Darnold's lighting it up or something like that, which, it's not to say he can't, but he has struggled to do so. I think Sammy's probably best suited to be a backup for the next foreseeable future. That's what I think. Then we got another, what is that? That's a Monday Night Football against the Bills, October 14th. So that's 2 Monday night games in the first 6 and a Thursday night. It's kind of crazy. And a London. We follow that with Sunday Night Football against the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Follow that with another away game against the Pats. So that's interesting, man. Then we got the Texans on Thursday Night Football. The Cardinals at 4:25. So shit, man, I'm getting no 1 o'clocks here, dude.
Yeah, they're making us work for
we
it.
Have 1, I think. The Pats. That's it. Oh no, the Broncos are also at 1 o'clock. So 2 in the first 10 games, 11 games. So then we got the Colts on what is that? That's Sunday Night Football. Or was that Monday night? That's Sunday Night Football. They're another team that spooks me a little bit with what's their quarterback's name again? Is it Anthony
Levis?
Johnson?
Oh, I'm sorry, Colts. Anthony Richardson,
right.
Yeah.
So he's a scary fella if he can stay healthy. I mean, the kid, that was the issue. It's like, with him, I mean, his athletic traits are off the charts, and they got Pittman and some other fellas. So they're another team that spooks me a little bit. Follow that with Seattle. Then we go to Miami in December, which is nice. That's a little bit of a nice turn. You don't want to play Miami in September. It's brutal down there. Brutal. And December, it's still always hot down there, but you can get a 70-degree day, which will be nice. Follow that with away at the Jags, then home, welcoming the Rams into town, 10-win team last year. And then the Bills, 1 p.m. on December 29th. And then we're home for the Dolphins to be determined, because they're going to flex that. If we all suck, they're going to stick us at 1 o'clock. If we're good, they're going to make us a primetime game. So we could dude, think about this, Gunny. That could be a Sunday night game. So we could have 8 total, including London.
If the Jets and the Dolphins are still very much in the playoff conversation, that's going to be a primetime game.
Yeah. Yep. So what do you think overall?
Yeah, no, overall, I just feel like the NFL hates us. I do. I think that that early start, that early barrage of games is going to be a challenge. I still feel like coming off of that, the Achilles injury, you got Morgan Moses coming off of the pectoral injury. You've got Mike Williams coming off of the ACL injury. Some really, really big components to our offense having to hit the ground running against arguably the second best team in the NFL in the freaking 49ers.
Yeah.
And then going from there to the Titans, who I think did some things this offseason that we should, like you said, we shouldn't sleep on them. I think that that's going to be a good game. And when you're taking into consideration the travel time, right, that jet lag, the Jets might have to go ahead and elevate their game a little bit to go ahead and close that one out. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the first three games, only because of the 10 games. That's 10. Look at that. September 9th, September 19th. It's 10 days. We're playing
4
3
days
freaking games
between the Titans and Pats. It gives them every opportunity,
every advantage
to sneak a win out. Because the truth is that all things equal, we beat the living hell out of them.
100%.
That's the truth. So it's going to, it's like, I don't know. They just kind of gave them the opportunity, which bothers me a little bit, everybody. Maybe I'm a petty little pansy ass. I don't know. Complainer, whiner. Somebody said to me, hey, man, I don't think you should be complaining. I said, dude, let's get this right. It's not a complaint. It's a whine. I'm whining.
Yeah, there's a difference.
All right, let's make sure you understand. I'm whining. I'm being a little baby. I get it. But I need to do it. Damn it. So let's take a little breather here and we want to end this poll. Gunny, I asked everybody if you said he.
Yeah, they're lying.
With when you called Mother Nature a he or a she. So let's see what they said.
Yes.
Did they? I just closed that.
Y'all capping. I know.
Yeah. 70% said absolutely. This guy. It happens to the best.
You know what? I can't wait to go back to the tape.
Yeah. Go back to the tape, man. Check it out. You're gonna be like, oh shit, I said he.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh damn, okay, that was a slip of the tongue.
That's funny. All right, so there you go, guys. That's our schedule. Now, I need to settle down and really look at it for some things. I'm going to look at quarterbacks, but there was a comment in there. I forget who put it in there. I forget. So forgive me. But they said, oh no, it's Loopy or Luppy. OU812. He said possible Zam and Sack back to back. Look at that.
That would be hilarious.
But it's like, you know what? As long as they don't come around, because the Jets, historically, we lose those games because of it. Our quarterbacks get revenge. We are built in such a way. What should happen is we should show the world and those two individuals, it's over, kid. You know what I mean? Where this team is far surpassed whatever damage you could inflict. And that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that this team is for real, man. We have the horses. We have a couple holes in coaching. Hackett, Saleh, still very much a question mark. When you remove him from the defense, because clearly him and Ulbricht and his crew on defense, dude, they're no joke. But get him into the head coach, get him over to the offense. It's there's lots of question marks. And Hackett, I don't know, man. It's like Aaron Rodgers and Hackett have had great success, and that's what we're banking on. But Hackett, as an offensive coordinator, as an offensive mind, we really don't love it. You know what
I look at it
It's
this way.
like-
I look at it this way, right? I think Dark Soldier was one that said this the other day on my show, and the question was asked, like, have we ever seen a situation where the quarterback has to play offensive coordinator and quarterback, later at this stage of their careers? He brought up Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning carried Adam Gase to a championship and got him a freaking job after the fact. Peyton
Right.
Manning was in fact the OC and the quarterback in that game. And he brought that up, and I was just like, wow, you're 100% right. On the back end of his career, and let's be honest, Peyton Manning at that point, his arm was being held on by duct tape. He utilized his mental processing to go ahead and be an effective quarterback. And Aaron Rodgers still slings the ball like he's 20-something years old. He's got the high IQ. Whether or not his lower body is the only concern, right? He's had the history of freaking calf issues. Still played, but he tore his Achilles. I mean, people keep talking about like he's injury prone. He's missed 2 seasons in his entire career. In a 20-year career, he's missed 2 full seasons.
Right.
I don't think people understand what injury prone means, and they're just throwing it out there because
everybody's an idiot, dude.
Yeah,
Let me just tell you,
crazy.
like, it's like the whole thing, like facts are, feelings are more important than facts these days. And right. It's like, it's like recency bias, right? Like he's injury prone. He injured his thumb the year before, played through it, still threw for 3,700, 37 touchdowns or 27 touchdowns and 12 pick, whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's not injury, and then his Achilles tears. That's not a injury prone. That's, injuries happen.
Fluke injury.
Yeah, big fella, cool, man. I'm glad I reminded you then. I want to send it to you. You won. So I want to send it to you. Blitz crew checking in. I think I missed E-Boogie. I'll get you there in a second, E-Boogie. Blitz crew says, someone said we don't have anyone after their bye. I wouldn't say that. I mean, we got the Bills, who are the Bills.
Yep.
We got the Jags. They were 9 wins last year, I believe.
The Rams.
The Rams were a 10-win team last year.
Yeah.
And the TBD, it's the Dolphins, dude. I mean, they can light anybody up at any time. Don't forget, man, they added the running back Jalen Wright.
Jalen Wright, man. It
dude,
is. Jalen Wright.
stud.
Malik Washington. They got Malik Washington.
They added Malik Washington and OBJ to that mix. The Waddle, Hill, OBJ, Malik Washington, Mostert, Archan, and Wright. Dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No joke. So I don't know, Blitz crew. I don't know how. I don't see that the same way. And the Jags.
Oh, wait.
They're no joke either.
He clarified. He says that he meant that no one after their bye week goes up against us. So nobody has a bye week and then we're the next game on their roster. So they don't have that extra week of preparation. He clarified it in the comments.
Oh, after their bye.
That makes more sense.
All right.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe that's that I haven't heard anything about that. But I mean that.
Yeah, but you know what? Bye weeks can go either way.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I mean, know it from the Jets. I mean, Jets come out cold after bye weeks, historically. I mean, Robert Saleh won his game after the bye last year. It was the Giants. And, dude, let's shoot straight. We should have lost that game.
We should have lost that game.
We played emotionless, lifeless football until the last minute.
That was rough.
It was rough, and we pulled it out, and that's exciting, and that's great and all. But we came out stale, and that's one of those things. It's like, teams can come out flat after the bye week. So I don't know if that's a positive or negative. Later in the season, it's generally a positive because teams are nursing injuries. You get 2 weeks to get a guy back, so that can be advantageous for teams. But I don't know. It's still an interesting fact for sure. So E-Boogie checked in. Sorry about missing you, buddy. Member for 13 months. You're the best. E-Boogie is a stream beaner. E-Boogie is a beanbagger. And he's just hanging out for the long haul. And I love E-Boogie. He says, week 1 at San Francisco will be the beginning of the Jets' 20-0 season. Let's go. No negativity. Believe it. I'm almost there, E-Boogie. I'm generally a positive guy. Generally. Really. I really am. Even during the shitty games we watch, I'm yelling I below Benzad, trying to rally the troops behind Zach and and trying to keep we got 700 people in our stream, and I'm trying to keep everybody's heads out of the toilet, even Jeremy. Jeremy's like, I fucking can't live like this. I'm like, all right, man. I'll be texting Jeremy on the side, like, dude, you got to shake it off, friend. He's like, all right, yeah. But so I'm generally positive, but it takes me a minute with stuff like this. Like, this schedule is weird to me. And maybe because we've sucked for so long, I'm just not used to seeing it. I don't know. Starting on Monday night, 3 games in the 10 days, 6 prime times, going to London. Like, I don't know. It just seems like a lot. It seems like they've made it as difficult as possible for us to succeed. Now, it does not say we can, that we can't. And yes, doesn't matter what they put before you. Got to go win it.
Yep.
But give me a week, Gunny. Or, Gunny too, but E-Boogie. Give me a week. I'll be talking about how this schedule is to our advantage. You'll see.
And I'll
figure it out.
I won't lie. I saw it initially, and I went to go ahead and do a video about my thoughts on it, and I thought to myself, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Just absorb it for a little bit.
Second.
Then the next day I saw myself like, okay, I can see the advantage. Today I kind of went through a slump. By tomorrow or the weekend, hopefully I'm ready to put my video out on this. Cause it's, I see some of the arguments of how it's an advantage, and I see some of the arguments on how it's not an advantage. When you take into consideration the injuries we're coming back from, right? The slow start potentially we can get from that is another concern. Because if I'm being honest, I look at Tennessee, I look at the Patriots in those first 3 games, and the Broncos in those first 4 games. I'm like, man, wow, we get a couple of softballs, but we got to start off going across the country with the 49ers, and then those short periods between games. Like, I don't think people give enough credit to like what R&R means to a football player, man. Like, they're going through miniature battles, going at each other at each game. That R&R matters for you to be able to recover and get ready for the next one. So I guess that's where my mind is at in terms of concern. But then somebody stated, well, it's early on in the year where their bodies haven't gone through the fatigue and breakdown of an entire season. And I'm like, I can see that being a benefit too. You know what? I'm with you, man. I need a couple more days, but 20-0, man, E-Boogie, that's
right, dude. Look, man, E-Boogie's not playing.
He's like, hey, mean? That's it. 20-0,
man. Yeah, dude. Last year we were 20-0 together. And the 4 plays in, I was like, I'm going to amend my prediction.
I'm gonna add a couple of losses. I want to add a couple of losses.
Frankie talking about banjo coverage against the bunch. Look, the Niners. Well, that's what the good news is with that, and this is why I feel so confident with the Jets is that I love our cornerback group. It doesn't matter which one of our starting 3 gets any receiver, in my opinion. Like Michael Carter II, if he ends up on wide receiver 1, that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I mean, that's not what you want to see all game. Like, you want Sauce and DJ Reed on those guys. But if that's what happens, and wide receiver 1 is heading to the inside, and Michael Carter picks him up, and that's the way it goes, that's fine to me. Unless you see it differently, Frankie. I mean, I don't know if you see it as a potential negative, because they're going to try that, and they're loaded to do it. The only scary thing, they're loaded. They still got Ayuk. They have Debo. They have, but the scary thing to me is Kittle. That's the guy who freaks me out with the way our team is built. Like we saw in the Cleveland game as a great example, we saw what's his name? What's the Cleveland Browns tight end again?
Njoku?
What's his name?
Njoku.
Right. Thank you. Njoku. We saw him feast for the first half. Now the second half, they shut him down, they shut Flacco down, they shut everything down. But the damage was done. Flacco had 300 yards in the first half. Njoku was responsible for a lot of that. Touchdown, I believe, all over our linebackers and everything. So we got to figure, we got to figure that out. But yeah, I mean,
don't forget they got McCaffrey as well. McCaffrey. I mean, we're gonna find out if our freaking running defense improved any real freaking fast. Because That dude was the number one running back in football last year for a reason.
Yeah, dude, he's no joke, man.
He's no joke.
He's a fun guy to watch, except for the fact that I hate everybody. You know, that's the thing. That's the problem. That's the difficulty I have.
Yeah, and I feel you on that. F him.
You know,
F
right? Yeah, I'm hoping to maybe get him in fantasy. Then I can root for him. But other than that,
but only when he's not playing the Jets.
Well, hello.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. It's like, you know, I struggle with fantasy and all that. People are like, oh, I want to win, but I want to see my guys do well. I'm like, dude, I can't piecemeal my rooting.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sorry. If they're playing my Jets, I don't care if they're on my team or not. I root against them if they're playing against my Jets. I don't care.
That's a gimme week. You're like, I don't care.
Yep.
I want to lose. Mr. Downtown checking in. So much for player health and love for fans. 4 games in 17 days and 2 sets of Sunday, Thursday games before Halloween. Madness. Or hashtag madness, right? 10-7 record. You know what, Mr. Downtown? 10 wins, right? Wouldn't it? See, that's the kind of thing where we haven't gotten to 10 wins in 9 years. So obviously that would be an immense positive. But it's right in on that cusp where 10 wins, you could be the odd man looking in, you know, the odd man out looking in. And that would be some shit. I need 11 wins. That's what I need. 11 wins minimum. I really want to take our division. I really want to be able to get a home playoff game. If we can, you know, if we got to play the wild card, I want it to be at home. That's what I want. I want to be on MetLife and their amazing turf. That's what I want. But you bring up a great point, dude. I mean, what do you think about that, Gunny? The fact that, you know, the NFL talks about health and love for the fans, and this is the shit they pull.
Yeah, this is why I believe they hate the Jets, right? Because they preach the message of health, keeping these guys, you know, upright and protecting them and their bodies. And you put these guys in a situation where they got to play 3 freaking home games in 3 football games in 10 days. 10 freaking days. That's back to back games. Like that, to me, it's and I get it. It's a business. I get it's a business first. It's a money grab. They're trying to absorb as much as they can from the New York Jets. I guess for missing out last year, but this is the kind of thing that gets, in my opinion, that gets guys over straining their bodies, overextending themselves, and can put them at risk for injury. So I am concerned about that first 3 games because of how close in proximity that they are. And it is frustrating that they would go ahead and do this to the New York Jets. I'm curious to see if any other team is playing 3 games in a 10-day span across the NFL, because I haven't seen it this far.
That's what we kind of want to look at, right? So we'll look now into our division. But, you know, Snowball, thank you, Mr. Downtown. He says, has any team ever had this type of schedule? Now, the truth is, I don't know, because if I'm speaking truthfully, I don't necessarily pay attention to the nuances of every schedule around the league. There's 32 teams, you know, I just don't. I might pay a little bit of attention to our division and be like, man, they got a powder cake in the first portion of the season, gets them started on a roll, that kind of a thing. But I don't know. Like, I don't know what the Texans schedule looks like. I don't know what the Cardinals schedule looks like. So it's hard to say. You know, but I will say this. The fact that a 2-year in a row 7-10 team but the year before was what do we have? 2 wins?
Yep.
Year before, or 5 wins, or whatever the hell it was. You know, and we haven't made the playoffs in 13 years. It just seems a little bit odd, at least a little bit presumptuous for 6 prime times in a London and a TBD, which could be another primetime game. It just seems a little bit out of order. I'm out of order. This whole court's out of order. Like, that's how it feels to me, Gunny.
That math ain't mathing.
Yeah. I mean, shit, maybe 3?
Yeah. 3, 4 at most. I would have been like, yeah, they want to see Aaron Rodgers. 6?
Right, makes sense. Maybe like more than not, we're at 1 o'clock. You get a 4:25. You get a Sunday night. You get 2 Monday nights and a Thursday night. That makes sense to me. This is cray-cray, as the kids say, Gunny. I heard that's what the Heard that's cool. Is that
Yeah,
still cool?
my kids say cray cray.
All right, then. I'm cool.
I've heard it. Yeah, they do. They do.
Because I'm usually like 10 years behind. I'm like, oh man, like, you want to hear something funny? So I went to Florida. I get off the plane. So I had to leave my house at 4 a.m. to get on a flight. My flight was at, I don't know, fucking 5:30, whatever it was. And I get down to Florida. It's like 8:30 in the morning. Rhoda, whatever. Maybe my flight was at 6. So I get down there 8:30. I go right to the rental car place. And the guy's like, I'm still not even with it. Like, I'm not even awake. I have a sneaking suspicion I was sleeping on the guy's shoulder next to me. And I went, oh, shit, man. I'm sorry. And he goes, no, you're good. I said, dude, was I sleeping on your shoulder? And he was like, nah, you're fine. I said, no, yeah, I get it. I'm fine. Thank you. But was I? And he's like, you're fine. He wouldn't commit. So I definitely was. I was like, that's what I was doing on the poor guy's shoulder. So I wasn't like at 100%, wit capacity. But I walk up to the rental car place. The guy's like, you got a mid-size SUV, but if you want something fatter, we can upgrade. I'm like, fatter?
Fatter?
What? I said, what
the hell does that mean?
I said, first of all, I'm good on fat. I got enough fatness going on. I said, but dude, I literally said, what do I look like? I'm down here to party. You know what I mean? Oh, is that what I look like to you? It's fucking 6 o'clock in the morning, whatever the hell it is, 8 o'clock in the morning. I got a big fluffy white beard. I'm carrying a knapsack on my back with computers and shit in it. Like, do I look like I'm going to succumb to the fatness? As you want something fatter? I'm like, dude, I'm good. I'm good on fat cars. And he's like, you going down to the Keys? I'm like, no. And he's like, oh, you really should think about it, man. The mahi are biting. I said, hey, I lived down here for 16 years. I've been there, done it. There's nothing left to do. I'm down here to see a few people. Like, that's what I'm doing. He's like, oh, you might want to rethink. I'm like, all right, man, let's fucking come on. Stop talking to me about all Florida sites. You want to go to the Everglades and go on an airboat? I'm like, leave me alone.
Just give me the freaking keys. just give me the keys.
Yeah, as long as I get my fat ride. Is fat still a thing, Gunny?
I mean, does he mean PHAT?
You damn right he did.
No, it's not a thing, man. That thing died a long time ago. I haven't heard that since I lived in Jersey.
You want to upgrade to something a little fatter? I'm like, what? Get out of my face.
Speak English. What the hell's wrong with you?
Get out of here. Fat cars. Luppy, what do you think about fat cars, man? What is this? You know what I mean? I mean, the word cool is still hanging around, right? So we can use that. Yep. Hot, maybe. This car is a little bit hotter. I don't know. Maybe that'll work. But fat? Dope? I don't know. I mean, it's like,
do they still say dope? Is that a thing? I don't know.
You know what I used to say when I used to buy crack? When the deal was done, I would say bet.
They still say bet.
They still say bet.
They still say that. That still goes around. I bet
I'd go, let me get 3 for 20, and they drop 3, and I'd go bet.
I bet. Yep, that's still a thing.
Right. I don't know what the hell
that's still confirmation. Right. That's what bet means. Confirmation.
Yeah.
That an understanding has been had.
One time I went there with a girl, like late at night, like 1 a.m. We picked up some crack from Patterson, and I said bet, and she goes, "What does bet mean?" I went, "I don't know." I literally said
that's what they say. That's what they say.
Cool, man. I don't fucking know.
What is
on
bet
the streets, dude? I don't know.
All these, yeah.
Luppy checking. Luppy Loopy OU812 checking in. 3 losses because of the schedule, 1 because of the refs, and 1 for Salah, 12-5. So what that says is it's not going to be because of talent, which means Joe Douglas is the greatest GM we've ever had. Is that what I'm hearing, Luppy?
I mean, I've heard that a lot, 12-5, as being what people see the Jets ceiling being. And if that is the case, then Joe Douglas gets a lot of love and respect, because 12-5 and we win the division. Some people, some have said that that's going to be the AFC champs. I'm like, the AFC or the AFC East? No, the AFC. I'm like, yeah, I think you guys are ridiculous now. We're doing too much. But then again, I have to check myself. I'm like, why not us? Actually, you know what I'm saying? Got top tier defense, top tier special teams. If our offense gets to be top 10, I mean, can we get 80% Aaron Rodgers and get to be a top 10 freaking offense? Because this running game is gonna obviously eat. Then I started sitting there like, damn, no, it is possible that we could be in that conversation for like battle for the AFC, not just the AFC East. Could you imagine if the Jets finish like first in the AFC with the 1 seed?
Like a bye week?
A bye week go like, and then a bye week and then a home game. If the Jets finish first in the AFC, that seems like a pipe dream to me.
It does. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah,
we've never had it.
I don't know what
I
would do with that.
I mean, I don't even. I can't remember. Maybe
not in my
somewhere
lifetime.
along the line.
Not in my lifetime.
So Frankie used to say home slice. That was a good one. What's up? You know, I still say homie, but I know it's a joke. I go, no sweat, homie. Like I know it's a joke. You know what I mean?
Right.
And hopefully it's landing that way. I'm not pretending that's cool. Fat with the PH, right? Hey, Nick's here. Oh shit, man. I didn't call you. I'll call you tomorrow, Nick. My bad, dude. It's tough traveling back, landing with the wife and kids and all that shit. It's not because of anything other than being smeared thin, but I'll call you tomorrow, buddy. Let's see. We got a bunch of guys. I know Matt West.
1998, we had a bye week.
98.
Really?
Really? Before the Jags, did we? I'll tell you what, that was back in the days, man. We had to wait online to get our wristbands to get tickets for the playoff game against the Jags. Now, I was working with my buddy, diehard Jets fan, Frankie. And Frank Baden was his name. And so we decided, like, we kind of like drew straws or whatever. And he went and stood online and got us 2 tickets for the playoff game. It was amazing. Amazing. So, yeah, that was great, dude. What a great game. Keyshawn had 2 touchdowns and an interception. Think about that. That's great. Let's see. Well, you got a bunch of guys talking about this shit. Let me see. Let's see. Luppy says the show is fat. Yeti says the show is fat. Yeti says he says dope 8 times a day. Matt West says bet is still a thing.
Yes.
Clancy Doyle says dope is said much more recently than fat. I know. I mean, right? Fat seemed like really out of left field. Now I was in Fort Lauderdale. So he could have been from Miami. I don't know what's cool. I mean, maybe it's cool again down there. Maybe it's making its way back into the
I mean, everything comes back full circle. I'm seeing bell-bottom jeans being a thing nowadays.
That's right. Bell bottoms and shit. David D says he used to say fresh. You know what I used to say too? I used to call people boss. I'm like, thanks, boss.
I still do that.
You still do that?
I still do that.
Look at Jeremy.
And fresh has been replaced by clean.
Clean?
Yeah, that's the new thing.
Zestfully clean. Do you have to sing any songs to them?
Nah, like that. You were nice because Fresh used to talk about, your attire. You look really good. You put together. Now they say, man, that looks clean. You look clean. That's the new Fresh. These kids are
interesting.
using.
Can we still say sharp? Looking sharp?
I haven't heard sharp in a while.
Girl crazy about a sharp dress man.
I haven't heard sharp in a minute. No, I haven't heard that one in a while.
No.
Sharp.
I'm still gonna say it. I'm still gonna say sharp. I think is benign enough. You can say
my
it. It's
sister says casket sharp, which I think is kind of dark, right? Referring
casket
to like
sharp.
Casket sharp, as in like, I'm gonna look as good as the last time people see me in my death in the casket.
Oh man, I don't like that, Gunny. I gotta
casket
say,
sharp. I find myself using it every now and again, but my sister uses that one regularly.
Look at Chaos. Chaos says Patterson crack is good stuff. Well, as Jeremy would know because he's a big crackhead from way back. He would, what it's called in Patterson. If you're getting the good stuff, it's called Richter. That's what it's called.
Richter.
It's like when you go down to Miami, If you're looking for cocaine, it's called girl. You gotta. I mean, I don't know about today,
you
but
gotta speak the lingo.
got to speak the local lingo in girl and boy for cocaine and heroin in Miami. They held on to that one for a long time, but in Patterson specifically, you go to Newark and you ask for Richter, they're gonna be fuck out of here. But you go in Patterson, you want the Richter, especially if you could know the dealer. It's like, yo, is this the Richter? And I've had them say, all right, hold on, and pull out the good stuff. He knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's looking at. Got to get the Rick. So, Jeremy, when you go back to Patterson, the cop, make sure you ask for the Richter, buddy. Jason says you can still say dope. Yeah, but Jason, we're old, so I don't know.
I mean, maybe we can. I don't know if this generation of youth do.
Boomtown says my street cred is taking a fat hit tonight. I'll tell you, that's funny, man. You know what? Because I like to say, like, and with all respect, this is not, anybody going to feel a certain way, but I like to say, like, I have a ghetto card. Like, I can walk even from back in my using days and both of my using days and even getting guys clean. Like, I used to walk right into dope shooting galleries and crack houses and shit and pull people up. I'd be like, yo, I'm going to grab that girl. And he'd be like, oh, man, you throw them fucking $20 or something like that. And you just say, I'm taking her. And they're like, all right. So I've done that, so like I had like this kind of bubble, where I was, in my opinion, impervious. I just walked in and I would say, that's it, man. Like, I'm cool here. So, but it's been a long time. So I don't know. I don't know if my card's been revoked or expired. I don't know. I still think I could do it. They go, hey, what's up, police? What's up, 5-0? I'm like, yep, that's me. But I don't know anymore. So, all right, let's get to the other schedules. Luppy's going to say, I want to call you Loopy. Is that okay? I mean, it's the phonetically, that's Luppy.
That's Luppy. Yeah, like puppy.
Yeah, I want to say Loopy, though. What are you shooting for, buddy? I'll say whatever you want. If it's Luppy, then we're in. Coolamundo, Gunny? What the fuck is that? Oh, that's Jeremy. Coolamundo. All right. Jeremy's way out in left field.
The fuck is a Coolamundo? Right?
What is there's something before a mundo that works though. But it's not cool. I don't know what it is.
Cowabunga? No, that's not it.
Oh, a mundo.
Mundo.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to think about it. Luppy says 1 rushing, 1 passing TD, and 1 inter. Right. Crazy. Isn't that crazy?
That was a ridiculous so much fun for Keyshawn. Yeah.
Let me tell you, the first touchdown that he scored, it was like a nice deep post over heading toward the middle of the field. You know what I yelled, Luppy? I was in there. I was 50-yard line upper level. And I yelled, that's how easy it is. It was like our first drive. That's how easy. Fucking strap it on, Jaguars. Like, that's the kind of shit I was yelling. Oh, yeah, man. I believe. When I believe, I believe.
You believe.
Baby.
Yep.
Cucamundo, Cowabunga, no. Cucamundo, maybe. Nick, I'm not sure. The Fonz, Coolamundo.
Cucamunga.
Cucamunga, maybe. Yeah, maybe
that sounds right. Cucamunga.
Yeah, so maybe Nick and Snowball are on it. All right, let's pull up the Dolphins and Bills schedule here. So, it's funny. Jeremy told me he's too busy to hang out and produce the show from the background, but there he is, hanging out in the chat like a fucking scrub. Jeremy, bastard. All right, so here we go. Here we go. See, I just dropped a little Sala in there for you. He don't know what's good. I don't know. What do you want me to do? He's saying, what do you want from me? That's what he's saying. So the Bills, let me enlarge this a little bit for us. Hold on. Can I do that? Let me see.
Telemundo.
I know that's actually where my brain went. Telemundo. Where the hell did it go? All right, hold on. Let me just see if I can make this a little bit bigger for us. Is it working? I can't tell.
I'm looking right
It's a
now.
little bit bigger.
It doesn't look like it got yep, there it is.
We go. All
Yeah.
right. Okay, so the preseason will leave out of this one. They play the Bears, Steelers, and Panthers. That's inconsequential. But look at this, guys. They start at home against the Cardinals. Now, the Cardinals are an anomalous team this year. You know, they have some horses, but we don't know how good they're going to be. Kyler Murray is somewhat of an X factor, in my opinion. But they're a good squad, but they might take a little bit to get it going, and they're home. Bills Mafia, you know, loud and proud. So I think that's tilted to the Bills' favor, and it's a 1 p.m. game. They get a nice 1 p.m. tucked into the pack, nobody's looking kind of a game. And I think that's some bullshit. So then you go down to September 12th. They got Thursday night at the Dolphins. That's a heater. Thursday night, 8:15, front of the world. Division rivalry. So that's a toughie, right? Dolphins can light them up.
Yep.
The Dolphins have the capability of lighting anybody up. And the Dolphins, last couple of years, they've started strong. So
yep,
that's going to be tough for the Bills. Follow that with Monday night at the Jags. The Jags come to them. So 2 home games in their first 3. Very different than what we're seeing.
Yep.
And honestly, I gotta say, the Cardinals and Jags are significantly different than the
49ers and Titans.
The Niners and the Pats, because week 3. The Pats, look, they're a new org, new quarterback, all that kind of stuff. So that's real, but it's still a division rivalry, and we only get 4 days rest. So, look, they gave them the Monday after the Thursday. That's the way you're supposed to do it, Gunny.
Yeah.
Give the extra day. So,
but it's Buffalo. They're beloved by the
Buffalo,
NFL,
dude. It's Buffalo. So they give them the Ravens. That's always tough. You know that. The Texans are going to be tough this year, and these are all away games. And then they play away on Monday at us. So 3 consecutive away games for them. 3 difficult teams. Hopefully we're still difficult at that point. Of course, we don't know, but let's just assume that we're going to be a good team. And don't forget, we've split with the Bills the last 2 years with Zachy Poo under center.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be a whole different thing. So that's not good. Now they get their first 3 weeks, in my opinion, is a little bit. It's light. As far as, especially now, we're directly comparing to our schedule here. That's what we're doing. I'd say it's significantly lighter than ours. They get a 1 o'clock, but they do have 2 prime times, 3 prime times in a row, 4 prime time, 5 prime, 6, 7 prime times in a row, 8, 9. How the fuck can that happen? Look at this. Sunday, 1 o'clock. Then they got, all right, I'm retarded. Pardon my French.
I was like, wait, what?
Oh, yeah, I'm drunk. I'm drinking.
What are you looking at?
Yeah. All right. Let me back that up. I'm like, that's 10, 11, 12.
17 primetime games.
I don't know what happened there. All right. Let me back that up, everybody. So they get 1, 2, 3 straight primetime games here.
Yes.
Then they go back to 1 o'clock. Then they have another primetime. Then 1 o'clock against the Titans at home. Then 4 o'clock, but that's not prime time. Then the Dolphins at 1 o'clock. So they're settling in. Colts at 1 o'clock. KC at home at 4:25. Then they get another prime time against the Niners. After their bye, they get that. Which I think is to their favor. Again, you don't know because, but the Bills have, I'd have to look. Anybody want to look up their record after the bye? The last few years?
I'll look it up.
Yeah, that'd be great. So then the Rams away. So they're going to LA at 4:25. Then they're going away to the Lions. These are 3 toughies in a row. Then they host the Pats, who could be rolling or they could be toast by December 22nd. We don't know. Then the Jets at 1 p.m. and then they end it at the Pats. So they get the Patriots 2 of the last 3 games. So if they're needing a few victories to kind of, keep up or anything, then that's advantageous for them. So what do you think overall, Gunny? Compared to ours difficulty straight up.
They're 2-2 after bye weeks in the last 4 seasons.
Okay.
But not in actuality, I got jealous at first watching the early parts of their schedule and then started laughing as it got better for us. I think this is brutal. I think their schedule is brutal. There's a stretch. There's legitimately a stretch on the back end of it where they can only beat the Patriots. I mean, 49ers, the Rams, the Lions, who I think is going to be a really good team this year. They get the Patriots, then they got us. And listen, Josh Allen does not play the New York Jets well. We've got that dude's number. He's a 1-for-1 TD to interception ratio. He drops his freaking completion percentage by almost, I think it's 6 completion percentage points. He averaged like 260 yards passing. Like, his legs are a concern, so we got to keep that in check. But he does not play the Jets well. We've got that dude's number, so he could potentially freaking go on the back end, 2-4. But look at that. Like you said, the gauntlet, he's going through the September 29th through October 14th. The Ravens, the Texans, the Jets at home. That's another stretch of games that looks really, really brutal. Could they? Is it possible they don't get to double-digit wins? I feel like that would be asking for a lot looking at this schedule.
Well, let's not forget, Josh Allen is there. Their defense is still going to be tough. They did add Keon Coleman, Curtis Samuel. They got the 2 tight end sets, in Knox and Kincaid. They just added another wide receiver, Scantling, from the Packers. So MVS. They added him recently. So, I mean, it might take a minute for them to kind of get it together. A whole new wide receiving core. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I think the Josh Allen, even considering his mistakes that he makes, he's elite. He's among the elite quarterbacks in the NFL. He can be rattled and he can make mistakes for sure, but make no mistake, he's upper echelon. So when you have that, I think you got a shot in every game, and I think I'm not counting the Bills out until they give me a reason to count them out,
Yeah, I look at the Bills though. If I'm being honest, I feel like this team took a massive step backwards, offensively and defensively. You were right. Josh Allen still being there he's Josh Allen, and until proven otherwise, like, he's that dude. But I think there's the people are discounting the fact that when you lose your wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2, for a quarterback who's had them as a safety net for the last 4 years, as he started to ascend as one of the top guys, I think people are going to realize real quick, like, that hurts. That hurts a lot. I'll look at it this way. Josh Allen, has been in the conversation for Super Bowl, caliber team for the last 4 years. They had a much better team around him the last 3 years. The money kicked in this year. They're broke. They had to go ahead and put some patchwork together to bring some guys in. We've got more film now on the Joe Brady freaking offense. We know it's a run heavy offense with utilization of those tight ends. Can he get more creative than that? Because those wide receivers don't really scare anybody. I like Keon Coleman, but are we expecting him to come out right now in year 1 and replace the production of a Stephon Diggs? If he could give you Gabe Davis numbers, you'd be happy with it. So I look at this team that they're kind of like in a mini rebuild, man. Like, Von Miller is still on the books, if I'm not mistaken, and I think he's beyond washed. In my opinion, if you're asking me this year, the team that scares me the most in our division is the Miami Dolphins. I think that the Bills have a lot to overcome, and I think they're going to miss those wide receivers a lot more than people realize.
All right, so we'll we'll move on to that team then. Let's take a look. I know. Yeah, Sluggo. I actually agree with you, man. You know, I mean, I think on paper, we have so
Yep.
many question
100%.
marks, though. It's like, you know, a lot of that are new guys, you know, particularly offensive line. They need time to gel. There are injury concerns on the offensive line. And then we have rookies, like let's say Mike Williams isn't ready for week 1. They say he will be. Great. That'd be wonderful. But let's say he's not. Wide receiver 2 is Malachi Corley. He's a rookie. So, again, question marks. But boy, oh boy, on paper, are we ready to punch people in the face? So I agree with you, man. Hennessy checking in. If we are healthy, we are sweeping the division. Hennessy, boy, oh boy, do I love you, man. Dude, nothing would make me happier in the football world. I mean, you know, lottery, all that kind of shit. Make me a little happier than if the Jets can win sweep the division, or you can win $393 million. I'm like, yep. Sorry, guys. You know, but don't worry, I'll buy
wild card
box seats and I'll invite everybody. But yeah, I'm going for the cash, maybe. So, you know, those kinds of things. But nothing would make me happier in the football scope than sweeping the division, man. You know, I would love to do it, because if you do that, dude, you got a real good chance. You know, that's 6 games or 5, really, right? No, 6. That's 6 games.
6 games, yeah.
It's 6 games right there. So shit, you don't need to win one more to match what we've been doing. So anyway, let's take a look at the Dolphins real quick. Let me get to Harry. Hey, my good buddy Harry W. What's up, Harry? Member for 14 months, also a beanbagger. So you guys want to hang out with us in the beanbaggers, man? It's the shit. Greatest group of Jets fans that I know of, and the link is in the description. I appreciate the support. It helps the channel immensely. But those guys are the best. The only thing that hold our Jets back in learning how to be dominant and leave no prisoners. Right. That killer instinct, Harry. Foot on the throat. You know, foot on the throat. So I just think, you know what? It's been interesting because our defense has really done some nice things, and with very little help from the offense. Whenever the offense was playing well, the defense just blanks. It's like, you know, for the most part.
Yeah.
They come out to like, dude, please, we'll give you the ball back in free plays. That's not an issue. You know, it's just we want to sit on the bench for a minute. So I'm with you, man. Health is a big issue. Offense is the other issue. But I do agree with Harry. Developing that killer instinct that, like, just because we're up by 10 points at the beginning of the fourth quarter doesn't mean it's not time to crush their larynx with your heel. You know what I mean? That's the way to do it. And you do it with Breece Hall, with Braylon Allen, with Isaiah Davis, and slipping Izzy in there to just blow it open for a 67-yard straight line to the end zone kind of a thing. That's the way to do it. So, all right. So here we go. Here's the Dolphins schedule. We looked at the Bills. We looked at the Jets. Here's the Dolphins. Week 1 at the Jets. Look at this. They get 3 of their first 4 at home, Gunny, and not for nothing. That's hot. And you know what the Dolphins do? They have the hole in the top of their roof. So they put the visiting team in the sun. So the Dolphins are in the shade. The visiting team's in the sun. So it's really an advantage for them. You know, they've played that card well. So 3 of their first 4 games are at home. I think and then follow that with the Pats and then go into the bye. I think that's as favorable as you can get. How do you see the first batch?
I think it's going to be a I think the Dolphins are going to be able to get on a nice win streak very early on in the season, and it's going to start in those first 5 games right before their bye. If I'm being honest, I could see them going into the bye without a single loss, because, like you said, that home field advantage is going to be a benefit against the Jaguars. It's going to be a benefit against the Bills. It's going to be a benefit against the Titans. And then I don't believe the Seahawks or the Patriots match up well against what those guys can do. So there's a situation, there's a scenario in which the Dolphins really start off this season 5-0, because this is as nice as you can ask for. This is the best as you can ask for as a team coming into the season. A couple of softballs at home where you had that heat advantage on the visitor sideline. So I hate it. I hate to say it, but that's a nice looking first 5 games.
Yeah, the only thing I see here though is the Bills are at 8:15 p.m. So that sun thing will lessen.
That's
and you know what I mean? That's it mitigates that advantage. And then the Jaguars are Monday Night Football. So at 9:30?
9:30 it says.
What is that?
Right?
What is that shit?
No. The Titans, it's
the Titans. Well, week 4.
No, it's 7:30. 7:30. 9:30 is September 30th, so it's 7:30 p.m. That threw me for
what does it say there? Week 4, 9:30, 7:30 p.m.
Yeah, so 9:30 is the date. September 30th at 7:30 p.m. That's the date.
I see what you did there. All right.
Threw me for a loop. I was just like, why does it say 9:30? But
I'm not the smartest. All right, good. So yeah, and then following that with away at the Pats. I mean, I don't want to discount the Pats, but they're a new org, man. New young quarterback. Drake May, he could sink or swim, and there's reports coming out. I think they're bullshit, but one practice and Mayo's saying, I regret drafting him. It's like, I don't know what that is. But they're going to be piecing it together. And I think the kid can be rattled. So every team's going to be doing that. So I think the Pats are going to have a hard go. So I think that's in the Dolphins' favor, that first batch. So then they get the bye. They come out and they go to Indianapolis to play the Colts at 1 p.m.
To you, GreenBean. How do you feel about that week 6 bye that the Jets have been plagued with the last couple of years, to see the Dolphins get that early bye?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
The NFL, remember Robert Saleh was interviewed a couple of years ago, and they said, we had like a week 5, week 6 bye. And they said, well, what do you think about it being so early? And he said, well, they save the buys and for the later buys for the teams that have playoff aspirations. And let's shoot straight. Let's be
honest. Yep.
That's not us. We're not there. So I appreciate him. I look, candor is valuable in my opinion. Like, dude, let's shoot straight. Everybody sees, everybody knows. So just talk about it. Talk about it in real terms. I think that's an interesting nod toward how the NFL views the Dolphins.
Yep.
They haven't won a playoff game in 24 years. They snuck in last year after being one of the the elite teams. Once they started playing good teams, they couldn't get it. And this is what happens with finesse teams a lot of the time. Like I really, finesse teams are exciting to watch. They're fun, lots of points, lots of aerial assault kind of things. But once it comes down to like the winter and hard hitting, tough.
The physicality. When you need to get physical.
Finesse teams, generally speaking, get swallowed. The one that comes to mind that kind of surpassed and made it through that is The Greatest Show on Turf. The Rams, back in the day with Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt and those guys.
Warner.
Yeah, and I believe Marshall Faulk was still there.
Falk.
Like,
he
they were finesse for sure, but they were so good, man.
See, but here's the thing. Their offense was very finesse, but their defense had some dogs on it. Those boys on defense were some savages.
Yeah. And they also had Orlando Pace on the offensive line. Finesse, ish.
Finesse-esque.
Finesse-esque. That's tough to say. Then we go from the Colts to they come home and play the Cardinals, 1 p.m. Then they got another 1 p.m. In Buffalo. Then they go away for a second week to the Rams. That's an 8:15 game. That's Monday Night Football. Okay. Monday Night Football there. Look at my mouse. How is that happening? Is that your mouse? Move your mouse. Yeah. The fuck you doing that? Is that your mouse? No, that's mine. Weird. All right. So then they got the Raiders at home, 1:00, week 11. Then they got the Pats at home, 1:00. Packers at 8:20. What is that? What the hell does that say? Can you read that? Let me see. I can't read it. My eyes, buddy. Thanksgiving. All right.
Yeah, it's 8:20 p.m.
All right. So they got Thanksgiving against the Packers. That's interesting. And they play us at home, 1:00. They got lots of 1 p.m. games too, man. The NFL's not really favorably viewing the Dolphins this year. 1:00 again, down in Texas, in Houston, in your neck of the woods. You want to go see a good game, Gunny? You can go see the Texans Dolphins if you want.
That might not be a bad one to catch.
Yeah, go fucking boo them shits.
Yeah.
You know?
Boo!
Right, in your Jets garb. I'm here to boo. So then they got San Fran at home at 4:25. Then they play the the white helmeted Browns on Sunday Night Football. Then they wrap it up against the Jets.
Oh my God. On the back end, they face top 10 defenses for their last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. Actually, the Packers were top. So the last 6 games, they're facing top 10 defenses in the NFL.
Yeah, I like that.
I love that for them.
I like it.
Man. Oh, I lied. The Patriots, they were a top 6 defense last year. My gosh. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The last 7 games are all against top 10 defenses. I love that for them. I
like it too. Go ahead. Start strong and end with a fizzle. That's what we want. End with a brutal, getting beat up fizz. That's what I want. So let's real quick take a look at the Pats as well. And then we'll check with the chat and see what they think about whose is the hardest here. Let me see if I can enlarge that just a little bit for us. Nope, I can't. That's about as big as I can get. Let me see. There we go. Okay. Well, I can get a little bit bigger. All right, where am I? Come on, man. There we go. All right. So the Pats start their season with an away game against the Cincinnati Bengals, and they've become somewhat anomalous. You know, they're loaded, but Burrow's injuries, he's banged up, man. He's banged up again. So they can wipe the floor with anybody if they want to, but they've been struggling, right? So week 1 going to Cincinnati, I think they're gonna beat the shit out of the Pats, even with all that. Then they follow that with the Seahawks. These are 1 p.m. games, so they get nice and tucked into the mess. Then they are, Thursday night against us. 4:00, 4:05 against the Niners away, so that's nice to see. They are home against the Dolphins, home against the Texans, both 1 p.m.s. Then they have 9:30. That's what the hell? What is that? Is that Monday Night Football? I just fucking can't see it. 9:30. What? It doesn't say. It's not as good, this one. So that's against the Jags away. So they're in Jacksonville. Oh, so they're in London.
They're in London. Yeah, that's an overseas.
Yeah.
Game.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Good. I'm glad they're traveling. That gives the Jaguars every opportunity to win. They want the Jaguars to get fans in London. That's what they're trying to do. Yeah, definitely. They want the Jags to be the London team. Then they're back with us. They're at home against the Jets. Then they got the Titans on November 3rd, another 1 p.m. November 10th against the Bears. How interesting. Two of the top 3 quarterbacks taken in this year's NFL draft. That'll be fun. Then you got the Rams at home, the Dolphins away, both 1 o'clock. Colts 1 o'clock, December 1st. And their bye is late too. Look at this. December 15th. My birthday, everybody. I'll be 52 years old, Gunny. 4:35 against the Cardinals. Then they're away at the Bills. And then 2. They don't look at that. 2 games to wrap it up, to be determined.
They only had one primetime game. That's against us, September 19th. So I guess
one prime time in a London. Yeah.
I'm looking at this, GreenBean, and on the left side of this, September 8th to November 3rd, they could very well go winless.
They could.
Oh my!
And that'll steal some joy. That'll take the wind out of their sails. So that'll be nice.
I would love that for them.
Yeah, me too. So all right, I'm going to throw a poll up there. Which one do you think? Let me see what I said. Is the more difficult schedule? So there's a poll. I'm going to get to Jonathan Francois here. Sorry to keep you waiting, buddy, but we were in that thing. So thank you, Jonathan. He says, "Sup, guys? My main concern is Hackett. Even the Jets know he is incompetent by trying to hire someone above him per Connor Hughes. He scares me. He scares me too. But again, we have data, high-level data, to tell us what the coupling of Hackett and Rodgers can do. MVP seasons, NFC Championship game, where the defense was the problem. It wasn't Aaron Rodgers. It wasn't the offense. So I'm concerned as well. You know where I'm really concerned, Jonathan, is in the event A-Rod goes down, like what we saw last year. Like, week 7, he's like, holy shit, Breece Hall can catch. Well, oh, my God. So I just think that, until otherwise, we know what A-Rod and Hackett can do. Aaron Rodgers loves Hackett, and I can see why, for personality reasons. And I'm sure he knows everything. I'm sure he knows offense up and down. It's just about implementation, game awareness, situational awareness, utilization of skill sets, kind of knowing, paying attention. Like, hey, 2 offensive linemen are injured, and I got noobs starting on the right side. Why am I running to the right side? Those kinds of things. We're watching as fans, like, dude, like, come on. He doesn't get it. But with Aaron Rodgers, we know what the deal is. Like, look, Gunny, are you as concerned? I'm not saying I'm not concerned at all, but where do you stand with the Hackett thing?
I think when that report kind of came out, it's one of those things where us as a fan base have shown concern, specifically referring to what you just stated. Week 7, you're finally realizing that Breece Hall is him, that he's one of your offensive weapons. That was very, very telling. I actually just dropped a video about how I went from saying the Jets only had 1 opposition to 2 oppositions, right? I thought injury was our biggest concern, but Hackett is a concern. I think that we're asking Aaron Rodgers to be the OC and the quarterback. I'm not saying he can't do it. The guy has a plethora of knowledge from his years of experience. I have my concerns. I don't know if we get into games like, like the 49ers, where we need a play drawn up. If he's going to look at freaking Aaron Rodgers to ask him what he wants to do. Vice coming up with a creative play to make the life of your quarterback easier. I have concerns about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to have to beat teams with some great offensive-minded coaches if we're talking about the playoffs, right? We're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs with Andy Reid. If you get to the Super Bowl, you got to either face the Green Bay Packers with a guy like Mike LaFleur, or you got to face the 49ers again. Like, there's going to be a time where you're going to need him or call on him to be an offensive coordinator, and I just don't know if he can step up to the plate. So I struggle to think about the thought process of Aaron Rodgers going down again. Knock on wood, because yes, I have more faith that he can go ahead and potentially operate as both OC and quarterback. But if Tyrod Taylor has to get in there, as good as he is, he's 28 and 28, right? So he's 500 backup, something you could ask for. I don't know if I have the same confidence that he can go ahead and play both OC and quarterback. I think he plays quarterback pretty well if we can go ahead and have a competent OC. So I have my concerns. I do. The biggest question marks for the New York Jets this year, the biggest oppositions, or the biggest ops, as they say, is injury. And I believe Hackett is one of those ops as well. He's an unknown.
Yeah. So it's concerning, Jonathan. But again, I mean, you hate to think Aaron Rodgers is the OC. To what degree that's the case, I don't know. Maybe there's like a package like of plays, like he can audible out, you know what I mean? Those kinds of things. Like, here's the play, here's the two options, kind of a thing. Lots of quarterbacks love exactly that. Peyton Manning thrived in that type of a scenario, which is why I had the whole illusion of Adam Gase doing anything. Was even worse.
The world.
Yeah, in my opinion.
No, yeah.
But yeah. I'm with you. Now, the interesting thing, as you guys know, I like Connor Hughes, and I respect Connor Hughes, but nobody else is reporting this. So, I don't know. I'm not saying he's lying. I'm not saying he's incorrect or anything, but we don't know. We don't know. You could have got, a source that said it, and we don't know. So again, I think it's probably real, but yeah. Anyway, I say let's fucking roll with it, dude. It's back-to-back MVPs, man. It got Hackett a head coaching job. That's how good they were, and he didn't deserve it. Fired mid-season.
Rodgers didn't have the kind of supporting cast around him either in those back-to-back MVP seasons.
Well, he had Devontae Adams, though.
Well, and then who?
No, I don't know. Lazard.
Exactly.
Hey, man. Lazard was all right. Let me see Alan Lazard's stats. Let me just see here. Oh, holy shit, it's 10 o'clock, dude. Oh my God. Oh wow,
that was fast.
Mr. Downtown checking back in. He says last 3 weeks we stay in New York, New Jersey is the best part. That's a positive.
It is a positive.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I agree with you. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, look, we know this. Teams that start 5-0, and look, the Jets were 7-3 in 2022. It's like you can start great. It's like, yes, the numerical piece is the same.
Looks awesome.
But there's something about the November and December. When you win in November, teams are injured, they're falling apart. You can just trudge through and win those games in November and December. You make the playoffs, dude. That's the way it goes. Starting hot is superseded by ending hot, and that's a big deal. So I'm with you there. Let me see what Lazard. So Lazard's last year, he had 788, 60 receptions for 788. That was that year when everybody was banged up and Aaron Rodgers was kind of using him as wide receiver 1, 6 touchdowns. So the year before, this is an MVP year. So the two MVP years, 2020, he had 30 receptions for 451 and 3 touchdowns. 2021, he had 40 receptions for 513 and 8 touchdowns. So, and then last year, conversely, he had 23 receptions for 311 and 1. I mean, it's literally the lowest yardage and touchdowns. It's the lowest receptions, yardage, and touchdowns that he's had since his rookie year. So all 4 years, he had 4 years with above that, the lowest being 451. And 3 touchdowns. So he had 3 touchdowns, 8 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns. He comes here, he has 1. So, I mean, is it him or is it Zach and Tim Boyle and whatever? So I don't know, man.
I think with Aaron Rodgers, he plays significantly better.
Yeah.
And we're talking about these numbers. If you look at these numbers, this is our wide receiver 4.
Right.
These are
that's
great
what you want
numbers
from right,
for a
Gunny.
wide receiver 4.
Yeah.
That's also a huge impact in the run game.
And look, Alan Lazard, one thing you can't take from him is he's a blocking fool. Big,
Facts.
strong dude.
Yep.
He can definitely add to the run game. I just
100%.
hope that he's utilized enough in the passing game that when he comes on the field, it's not a cue that we're running.
Yeah.
Although I would really love to get to the position where it doesn't matter. We could tell him anything. Hey, by the way, we're running right here. Fuck you. You know, that's when football gets real. You can't stop it.
Hey, yo, bitch, guess what? We're giving it to Breece Hall on the sweep coming my way.
Yeah, that's right. AVT has no problem moving you. We're sending Braylon Allen up there. He's going to decleat the linebacker. And guess what? Breece Hall's coming right behind him, and he's going to get 5+. And that's the way it's going to be. You know what I mean?
That's that good shit right there. That's
plus Alan Lazard's on the outside. Is just your cornerback has no chance at the play, but he's going to knock his helmet off anyway. Like that's the way it's supposed to be. So that's what I'd like to see. E-Boogie checking in. He says, at the trade deadline, are the Jets sellers or buyers? Well, it depends if we're winning or losing, friend. That's the way. If we're winning,
we're buying.
We're buyers. If we're losing, we're sellers. You know? Like if A-Rod goes down, Tyrod Taylor comes in, plays really well for a game and a half, and he goes down, and we got a tentative leg Jordan Travis out there. We just signed Tim Boyle back. Like, you know what I mean?
No, don't. You said Tim Boyle. I can't do it. I can't do it.
4 woods. I've added a wood, everybody. 3 woods was my rule of thumb. I got 4. So, and I'm going to add more. I got more. I like to use this one. This is a good wood. I can bring 5 to the table, everybody. I got this guy too. This is, you hear that?
Yeah,
that's some
solid.
Good stuff.
That's solid.
Yeah. Oh, it's a real good tone too.
Oak wood.
Yeah, I think this is some sort of teak.
Okay.
I don't fucking know. It could be pine. It could be cherry. I have no idea.
It's wood, damn it.
Yeah, right. Wood good. So knock on wood good. But yeah, man, I would love to see the Jets like at the trade deadline. If we have any hole, like let's say safety, we're having issues, or just be able to go out there and scoop one for like that third that we got in this draft. Just use it. Grab a high-level safety, any position for that matter. Hennessy says, I think Lazard was checked out with Zach. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. It's not easy to play with Zach. We've seen people get frustrated with him before. Garrett Wilson's rookie year, we literally would see him. He's wide open, and the ball sails 5 yards over his head. He would literally, he was doing that kind of stuff. He did a significantly better job year 2 of kind of containing that. Like, he would say things like, look, man, Zach's my guy. Love Zach. And that's great that they did that. That
he
they
was
all
lying
did
out
that.
his ass, but you got to play the part.
I'm sure he likes some Gunny. I mean, Zach's a good dude.
Not on the field. He doesn't like him. Maybe off the field, not on the field. But he played the part. Got to play the part sometimes.
Yeah, but you would see frustration all over the place.
Yeah.
Zach's offensive line didn't love him. The wide receivers didn't love him. And he's like one of the things we've heard is that Zach Wilson doesn't have touch. So he doesn't have that differentiation between like a 6-yard pass and a 16-yard pass. Yeah. Like he's zinging it into the 6-yard
all the time.
We see it all the time. So, Lazard's used to catching sweet, buttery goodness from A-Rod, and Zach coming in like, like, dude, I'm 4 yards away from you, bro. The fuck are you doing? That ball came in at 98. It's not a fucking baseball game, man. Bro. So I think so too. Now, he still shouldn't have Like, when they benched him and he was penalties and drops and like, you just can't. And if he's, in practice and everything, he's just checking out. Like, yeah, you got to bench him and you got to make the statement. And I'm with it. I fully supported it last year. Make no mistake. But I think with A-Rod, again, we have 5 years of data. His rookie year was slight. It was seven receptions. He was a rookie, undrafted free agent. But from there on, dude, 35 receptions, 477, 3 touchdowns. 33 receptions, 451, 3 touchdowns. 40 receptions, 513, 8 touchdowns. 60 receptions, 788, 6 touchdowns. You know what I mean? So, like, we know what he looks like with Aaron Rodgers. And again, he would be our wide receiver 4 if everything goes the way we want it to go. Corley, G-Dubs, and Mike Williams ahead of him. That's fine for me. Fine. Dean Britton checking in. Tough schedule. We're favored in all but 3 games. Yeah, I hear you. And like our percentage chance to win and all that stuff, Dean. And that's great. But I'm a realist. You know what I mean? And a little bit grumpy. You know what I mean? So there's that. I'm a little bit tilted toward the fucking negative. I'm aware, Dean. I assure you. But it's like, I don't think you can look at our schedule. It's not so much the teams, right? There are difficult teams. It's not the teams that I'm complaining about. It's the way it's carved out and constructed.
It's the layout.
Yeah, I don't like 3 games in 10 days, 2 of them prime time.
Yeah.
2 of them away.
It's not
Home opener on Thursday. Like, it's odd. It just seems like it's, whatever the schedule makers could have done to make it just tilted toward difficult. That's what I'm seeing. And maybe I'm wrong. I'm not, but maybe I am, Dean. But I hear you. And it's nice. It's nice to see, ESPN and CBS come out and they're like, dude, the Jets got the best roster in football on paper. That's great. That's wonderful to see. The acknowledgement of Sauce Gardner, Quinnen Williams, CJ Mosley, Quincy Williams, Jermaine Johnson, DJ Reed. It's nice to see that. Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Conklin, Mike Williams, Aaron Rodgers. It's nice to see that acknowledgement. But the truth is, we have an offensive line that's never played together. We have injury concerns on that offensive line, whether it's AVT, who has, missed significant portions of the last 2 years, couldn't finish. Obviously, Tyron Smith, averaging, 8 games a season? Last year, he played 13, which is nice. But he's averaging 8 games a season over the past 9 years. Morgan Moses, who's been an Iron Man, just had surgery. Tippmann missed a few games last year. Nothing to cry about, but he did. So, and then, Simpson, we don't know what the hell he really is. He's kind of coming up. And I like his aggressive nature, and I'm psyched about all of it. But let's be real. Let's just be real. It's just friends. We're just us. We're just with us. And if I can't vent to you guys, I don't know who I can. Can't fucking go in my house and vent. My wife's like, dude, she's been married to me for 16 years. I'm coming around the mountain to 17. I've been with her for 19. And quite frankly, she's hurt. It's almost like an insane man. You know what I mean? Like every year I say the same exact shit to her. Like, this is bullshit. She's like, I can't with you anymore. So it's like, I got you guys, Dean. That's all I can do. Sam checking in says, genuinely wished we signed Byron Leftwich. I would have loved that. Truly. I respect Byron Leftwich. And I like that he came from Marshall. He was Chad's replacement at Marshall. I thought he was a very good quarterback. Never reached any real heights as a quarterback, but I think he's a respectable offensive coordinator, offensive mind. I would have loved to see him brought on as well, Sam. Truly. But we didn't. We got Keith Clark and fucking Hackett and Todd Downing, and I don't know. Maybe I'll tell you what I do like, Sam. I like that we brought back Jefferson, the wide receiver coach. And they've showed a couple of clips of him.
Yep.
Dude, he's like, blah, 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 blah. Like he's just so animated, so like vibrant, generally positive, constructive. But boy, oh boy, is he gonna be heard? And I like that. I love a loud coach. Not everybody can't be loud, but I love the injection to this kind of stoic over, like, Middleton's a nice offensive coach. He's not afraid to, for his voice to be heard. But other than him, it was like everybody's just kind of walking around staring into a book. And I like adding Jefferson. I love that we brought him back. I think that's great. We've had 2 wide receiver coaches in Salah's tenure so far. Well, now in Jefferson being the third, I think that's a great thing. How do you feel about oh wait, let me read DLB's. That was more for Sam. All right, so DLB, one Jets arm. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. He says, booked my London flights today, hoping there's a big Jets fan contingent there. Flights are pretty cheap right now. Oh, that I know. I might have to jump on it. I just bought David Gilmour tickets. David Gilmour is playing 4 dates in the United States, 2 at the Garden and 2 at the Hollywood Bowl in LA. I'm like, I got to get my kids in there to see David Gilmour one time. So I just, I fucking panicked and bought. But anyway, I might have to jump on this and see what the deal is. But there's going to be a massive Jets contingent. Do we have some really awesome fan groups there? Now, Gotham City's heading out there. I know that. They're already going to be there. I'm not sure if Tailgate Joe is going to be there. But Gangrene UK is amazing. And there's a few others. So, I mean, hey, look, if you want like a leg in, like I have some contacts over there. I can hook you up. Like if I go out there, the first thing I'm doing is reaching out to my boys that are out in the United Kingdom. So I can't wait. Like I'm like 50-50 right now. So I'm excited for you though, dude. Hey, Gunny, any chance you're heading out to London?
Yeah, no. I wish. I got a little surprise trip for the family in like October. So that one is going to be going to the travel funds.
We're going to Arkansas.
Oh no! Oh no!
Where you heading?
We're going to the Dominican Republic.
Ooh.
Yeah. They don't know about it yet. So yeah, taking the kids and the wife.
Bananas and lemons, baby.
Oh yeah. So yeah, London is very expensive. But maybe next year. Maybe next year if we do another one London's on my bucket list of places to visit. To get to visit there and watch my Jets play over there would be an ideal situation. So maybe in the future, but I'll be making it this year. But I will be at the Steelers game, working on the Titans game, and I'm also working on the Miami Dolphins game, the one at MetLife. So I've got 3 already identified for this year. But the Steelers one, I already got the tickets bought. So if any of y'all going to that Steelers game, I'm going to be there. That's going to be awesome. And the Titans game also, I'm waiting on the ticket.
I'm going to look at flights right now. October 6th is the game. So let's say we head out there on October 4th and we leave on let's just say the 7th for shits and giggles. Why does it say November? Oh, no, I'm in October. Okay. 640, multiple airlines with 1 day and 10 hours. I ain't doing that. 689 for 11-hour flight. 9 hour, 40 minutes. Still seems long. I remember it being, I've been there. I remember it being like 7 hours. Maybe I'm wrong.
To London?
Yeah, something like that. Let's see. 689, 11 hours, 1 stop. Let's go nonstop. Let's see what that's all about. They don't have any nonstops. Let's see, 1 stop or fewer. That's what I want. I'm not doing this multiple stop shit. Save $50. You know what I mean? It's in the $700 range.
That's just for one ticket, right? One round trip.
Yeah, that's for one. DLB, what'd you find them for? Dude, you know what? When I went to London, check it out. I had a girlfriend, not a girlfriend, a girlfriend over there. She was going to school. And me and my buddy, we were just kind of bouncing around. Hey, we should come. She's like, dude, I have extra rooms in my apartment, blah, 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 blah. You guys should come. We looked at the flights on British Airways for that weekend that we looked. We were like a Friday at work. 266 round trip. Now, this is a while ago, but still, even then, it was like, whoa. He looked at me and said, dude, you want to do this or not? I was like, do it. So 266 round trip. Yeah.
To London?
And that was back when they fed you on planes and shit. So would you like the scampi?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
I'm on so many drugs. And you know what I did too? You know what I did? I shouldn't say this out loud, but it's been a long time ago. I'm a different person. But I used to have this method that I used to sneak weed everywhere. And what I would do is I would make a sandwich like salami, bologna, all that shit, cheese, and then the smelly stuff, you know, and then I would just use the weed as lettuce. I would just put like a little cellophane,
like a little parsley.
Yeah, like it's just greens on the sandwich, and I'd keep it right in my side pocket. I'd put it right on the X-ray, the whole thing, and they made it through every time. Yeah,
so ballsy.
I mean, dude, I used to have a lot of wits.
Man,
you know, it's like I went to I lost my credit in my senior year in high school, and I had to go appeal. So I wrote an appeal letter, and I sent it into school, and they arranged a meeting with the principal and the two vice principals. And I decided an hour before I went, or 2 hours before I went, to take a hit and a half of blotter acid. I'm like, that was the day. You want to hear something funny? So I went in that meeting, which, by the way, I got my credit back. So I did well. But that was the day. It was in that meeting when I realized just how much we use our eyebrows to communicate. Like, I don't know. Like, I just realized it. I almost said it out loud too. You guys ever see how much we use our eyebrows? Like, that's it. I would have lost everything. They'd be like, this fucking guy's on drugs.
Sitting there like watching their eyebrows and like,
yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, you guys are using your eyebrows a lot today. Thank you, DLB.
Oh, man.
Hennessy checking back in. Who will be our second leading receiver this year? I think it's going to be Malachi Corley. That's what I think.
I think it's Mike Williams.
You know what? It might be Conklin.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Conklin going to lump things up.
I'm going with Conklin. Yeah, I'm gonna take that one.
I like that too. I've reshaped my answer. Right, Gunny. We've communed.
Yep. We went to the tape. You know what I'm saying? We reviewed the tape. We decided to come back, and we've adjusted. It's Conklin. It's Conklin.
I'll tell you what, though, it's a dark horse. Breece Hall.
Oh, I can see that too.
I think G Dubs has got wide receiver one lockdown, assuming he plays.
Yeah.
Man, but I think Breece Hall is sneaky too, man. Aaron Rodgers loves to toss it to his back.
600 plus yards last year.
Right, man.
With Zach Wilson and friends throwing him the ball.
Right. Yeah. So that's our answer, Hennessy. Dean Britton, both Florida games in December. Might go and stay the week. There you go.
Yeah.
I tell you, Jacksonville and Miami are not exactly close.
They're not. That's a drive. It's a trek.
Yeah, 5
but
hours.
It is Florida.
Yeah. Florida. I was just down there for 5 days. It was I missed it because I lived there for 16 years. I got to see really good friends. There were some friends I haven't seen in over 10 years. It's crazy.
Oh wow.
So it was beautiful. But Florida is an interesting place, everybody.
That is.
All right. So let's do this. We gotta get at it. It's almost 10:30, Gunny. That's going to do it. So, Ruckert breakout year. I like that too. All right, so guys, that's gonna do it for our show. You got
Don't
a little
forget the
bit of
poll.
bonus time. I'm glad you guys were here. This was fun.
Don't forget the
Hanging
poll.
out with Gunny, talking schedule.
poll.
Yes, sir.
You have a poll. Don't forget the poll.
Oh shit! Thank you, sir. Let's see what you guys said. All right, we'll end it with the poll. Thank you, Gunny.
Got you covered.
Okay, who has the more difficult schedule in 24? 46% said the Jets, then followed by the Jills with 23%, the new look Pats with 17%, and the Fish with 12%. So yeah, that's kind of how I see it too. That's how I see it too. I think the Jets, the Bills have some squirrely stuff. The Dolphins schedule is made for them to start on a roll,
really
which can really set a team up, man. You know?
Yeah, momentum. Momentum is key.
Yeah, momentum's everything.
Yep.
So yeah. Thanks for voting, everybody. But yeah, that's gonna do it. So Gunny, why don't you tell everybody where to find you, my friend?
Yeah, as always, y'all can find me on the New York Jet Situation Report. Got a video dropping, if not tomorrow, it'll be Saturday, regarding my win-loss predictions for the New York Jets. Tomorrow night, you can catch me on Dano Jets stream. He and I are going to be chopping it up, talking about the schedule as well. So we're going to be on Dano's channel. I want to say it's going to be 9 p.m. Eastern, Dano, or is it 9 p.m. my time? Put that in the chat so they can see it. So we're going to be chopping it up. And then on Tuesday night, we got Jake Asman on the show at the Hangar Hangout. We're going to be, of course, discussing, you guessed it, the schedule and doing our own predictions in regards to what we believe the Jets are going to achieve. Now the Jake Asman one can change because if the New York Knicks push into Tuesday night, we'll adjust fire as necessary. But if all goes well, we'll be seeing Jake on Tuesday night at the Hangar. So, yeah, that's me.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. What do I got? I don't know. I'll have a podcast out Monday, but yeah, we're just doing the things. Tuesday, Matt and Ryan. Wednesday with Tigo. And yeah, you guys are the shit though. So just know that. Like we're the best. You guys are still here. We're still talking Jets. It's exciting. It's fun. And I sincerely enjoy my time with everybody. So thank you for being here. John asked if iguana. Oh, dude, I saw plenty, man. Parrots, iguanas, little tiny geckos, all kinds of fun stuff. Palmetto bugs. They were all there. They're all still there, John.
Yeah.
They didn't go anywhere. But yeah, man, saw lots of that shit. So guys, with that, let me just get that comment off. With that, we're going to end the show. Don't forget to smash the milk thumbs, the like button on your way out. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. The link to Gunny's channel is in the description below, as is Jets Chaos, Talking Jets with Tigo, Dom C. They're all in there too. But don't forget to support our boys, particularly Gunny, who I believe is the top link.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. So guys, support is greatly appreciated, but you're the absolute best. We appreciate you. And we'll see you next time. Have a great night, everybody.
Yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, baby. I want to kiss you.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah! You want to run or you want to duck down? You want to duck, just go over and get onto the bench and stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets.